Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, episode 169, not 168 like you're seeing. It's 169.
169.
So, yeah, bro. So, I did it wrong. I don't care. We're not going to worry about it. I'm Mike.
We'll fix it in post.
I'm Mike. That's Al, and there's Brian.
What's up? Yo.
So we're here. We got a lot of topics.
Yes.
I didn't even come up with a single one. This is all Brian and Al this week, except for the very last one, I think.
Yes.
But anyways, guys, how the hell are you doing?
Doing well.
Doing better than David Crosby.
Yeah, listening to some Steelheart there.
Steelheart, yeah.
Mike from Steelheart, or wasn't his name really weird though? Isn't he like?
He had a very Slavic last name.
Yeah, he's like Milhenkel.
Croatian or something.
He's got like, I think his first name is also like, I think his like real name's like, Croatian or something like that. It's like Miljenko Matisse.
He hit the ultimate gangsta lean.
Milosevic.
Yeah, Milosevic. That's what it was.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
It's not Sloppy Joe Misselbitch.
No, yes. Dude. That's great. I forgot about that.
I'm going to look it up on the internet.
It was like Miljenko Slobodan Milosevic. Jr.
Miljenko Matijevic.
That's it.
But I had to play that song because that meme is delivered us some good YouTube short run,
Yes.
and where he hits the lean, and I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
when you step on a Lego.
Yeah, he's got like that's a
Sloppy Joe Milosevic.
yeah, he's
So,
got a
Great Craig.
Sloppy Joe.
His name is
Milosevic.
Miljenko Matijevic. There's another guy named Martin Anderson with 2 S's, and Martin has an A over or a little circle over the A, so it's like totally Norwegian.
Right.
Are they from Connecticut though?
And then
Yeah,
Joe Pescia, and they're from Norwalk, Connecticut. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Norway, Connecticut.
Norway. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still
Well,
hard.
I don't know that song. It's so cheesy, but I like it.
Oh yeah,
But I can't listen to those first chords without I'm laughing instantly.
It was
I'm already primed to laugh at everything I hear from then
It was
on.
kind of like that was like kind of the end of the Cheese glam metal.
No, they were at
Because like they formed in like '89.
wasn't it like them and Trickster at the main end?
That's it. Like them,
Like
and
them
then like
two.
maybe like a couple other
maybe
bands.
Saigon Kick.
Yeah, like there was a couple, like there was a few bands right at the end there that like that was it, and whether they were good or not, they never got an opportunity to be,
Yeah,
because like all of a sudden it was like smells like Teen Spirit,
Yeah.
and everything was different.
I love the
that's what killed-
Cobain.
that's what
I
killed
love
it.
the
That's what killed.
Cobain.
That's what killed Loverboy's.
Loverboy, yeah.
That's what. Yeah, that's still one of my favorites. Mike Reno from Loverboy going, Nirvana single-handedly ruined my career. I go, nope. Loverboy, being in Loverboy single-handedly ruined your career, buddy.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last time you had a hit album?
Yeah,
And
you,
that's
It was
7
like
years
seven
later.
or 8 years before that.
yeah.
Asshole.
Even the Poisons of the world can still do a tour and fill up a stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So Loverboy cannot do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, basically, like, even, like, I mean, Poison still put albums out and still put out hit albums after. They just took all their makeup off, pretty much.
Yeah,
And got all, like, sensitive or whatever. But they still put out the same fucking style.
They
you know?
probably weren't selling out arenas on their own, but they're selling out good
No,
amphitheaters
Right,
on their own.
but they were still selling a lot of albums to the point where, like, in the early 90s, even with all the grunge, they were still getting serious MTV play for their videos.
Well, because even now, when they do a show at our Pine Knob, which is the world's best amphitheater,
Yes.
it's been voted on. It won
It
the
is.
awards.
did it win?
It won. It's like 3 different awards, and it was like number 1, number 2, and number 4 or something in those different sections.
Yeah.
So overall, number 1. They sell
basically
that
a
fucker out
landfill.
though.
Yeah.
They'll sell it out.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One
One time they even sold out Freedom Hill.
It was like it was like 20 years ago when I saw them with I think it was them and Vince Neil and Skid Row minus Sebastian Bach, so we didn't even show up for that.
Yeah.
And then like Vince Neil was pretty much we just kind of wandered around and because like it was a dude I worked for had season tickets, and he had 2 left, and he took me and Johnny. And
You got Poison season tickets.
and he was like, "Dude, we gotta get there in time for Skid Row." I go, "Nah,
No, we do not.
He had like these badass seats, season tickets for Pine Knob. It guaranteed him so many shows. They weren't cheap. Like in 2003, I paid $100. I gave him like $445 or something like that for Lollapalooza in 2003.
Wow.
So I mean, But yeah, we went and saw him, and he was like, "No, we gotta get there in time to see Skid Row." I go, "Dude, Skid Row, no Sebastian Bach, no way."
No way.
And
Hello,
he's like,
Joseph. He's back. He's alive, folks. He just didn't have internet. Joseph from England.
Glad
is
to hear
back.
from you, brother.
We love you too, kiddo. All right,
Yep.
go ahead.
Yeah, so like we just didn't. We hung out in like this bar till it was. I go, oh yeah, Skid Row's probably coming out. We gotta hurry up and get there now, you know. So me and Johnny kind of fucked him up because we didn't want to get there that early, you know. But but Poison, dude, there were moms, there were chicks there, there were moms there with their daughters, like party, like both, like it was crazy. We saw like we were like I think it was like the 23rd row center stage. First four seats right off the aisle, and like there was like 4 maybe 5 rows down there was this mom and her daughter. You could tell they were mom and daughter, and then probably another row or 2 down from that there was another mom and daughter, and they were all flashing their tits as soon as fucking Bret Michaels came out. I'm like, this fucking rules, you know.
Wow.
Yep. I've seen the Tommy Lee show, not with Motley Crue, but himself. He was at the Emerald Theater,
right?
And I was taken back by how many tits I saw.
Oh yeah,
like you go to. I've been to a lot of rock shows, but I forgot like that era. You can say what you want about.
Yeah.
You can say anything you want about the hair metal bands, their flamboyant gaiety or whatever, but you'll never see more tits.
No,
when those guys take a stage, you'll see tits like crazy.
Dude, when I went and saw all those bands, when I saw them, the Motley Crue, all of them, man, every one of them, it was like that.
Yep. When men were men, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it was, dude. Yeah, it was a great fucking time. You know,
that always cracks me up. Though you see those people like our age or even a little older, like back then men were men. No, when I was a kid, they were wearing lipstick, bro.
Yeah,
it wasn't. You know. This whole thing is not new.
But then again, so was like Milton Berle and all those guys back in the day too. So.
Yeah, but
Monty Python, the whole deal.
The androgyny's always been part of rock. Yeah. Really, think about it.
Absolutely.
Elvis is a really pretty looking man.
Yep.
Well, he's beautiful, as we know.
Yeah.
Hey, Axel, I want to challenge you to a fight.
Fucking Robert Plant was all wavefish and thin and stuff. He was kind of androgyny going on.
Can you find a single drop that a person sounds whiter than Vince Neil threatening Axl Rose?
Have you ever listened
Axel,
to?
I want to challenge you to a fight.
Have you ever listened to Tiger Woods talk?
Yeah, him and Tony Gwynn.
Yeah. Other than that, though, you're right.
Black guys from San Diego.
You're absolutely
right.
White. There's a lot of waves here, and we talk properly. All right, buddy. It's San Diego.
Is Vince from San Diego? I know he's from L.A. Maybe
I have no idea.
Maybe he was originally from
him and Tommy Lee went to school together, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they could have grown up between the two towns.
David Wells is from San Diego, but he doesn't talk like that.
He sounds like a fucking hillbilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to challenge you to a fight, Chuck Finley.
When I talk about Tony Gwynn, I always say the late great Tony Gwynn because he was just a cool dude. He raised a lot of money for people. He was all around good dude, but man, that voice, man.
He was a nerd.
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah, totally.
And then he was the coach at San Diego State after that. Like, can you imagine those kids?
Yeah,
from all over the world, and they're like,
yeah.
Oh no, he's from Hollywood. He is from Glendora, California. Vince Neil is.
Is he? Okay.
It's 26 miles east of Los Angeles, so he's not from the South at all.
Yeah.
So Glendora. That's the one lady from Bewitched, right? Glendora.
I don't know.
Oh,
it's Endora. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, it's Endora.
Axel.
Dude,
that's so great.
I'm sorry. I had to think back 65 years and see if I could remember.
Hey, it's less than that.
Yeah, it'd have been funny to see Axel wail on Vince Neil.
It would have.
Yeah.
Been the only time anyone would ever root for a fight for Axel in a fight.
Yeah.
Come on, hit him.
He would just dance around him because Vince was fat and slow.
The Motley Crue VH1 Behind the Music was probably the best one ever.
It's definitely
it had the most shit going wrong and everything.
Yeah.
And Vince, when he killed Razzle, that's not funny. When he killed Razzle and
that's what you go by.
And he goes, I killed.
It was the OJ of the 1980s. I bought my way out of jail.
Yep.
The way he said.
He's just so proud of it too.
It's like, dude, don't brag.
No, you
don't even bring it up. Actually,
dude,
don't.
Like, dude, you ended that fucking dude's life before it even got started, man. You fucking asshole.
Fucking Vince Neil.
Yeah. Now, like, if he would have felt like, that just like it comes off like he had no remorse for it or anything.
No.
You know?
I think he was trying to come off as he did have remorse. Like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit, and I'm kind of feel guilty, but he didn't. It didn't sound that way.
Sound that way when he was like,
Yeah.
I was the
I think he meant like, if you got money, you can get out of this system. I think that's kind of what he meant.
Yeah.
But it came off as, yeah, I bought my way out of jail. Deal with it.
Because I'm so rich.
And I'll kill your family, and I'll buy my way out of jail that time, too.
Yeah.
He seemed like that's kind of the vibe I got.
Yeah.
That wasn't what he was trying to say.
What a dick.
I don't think.
It was a very good Beyond the Music.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there was some good ones, man.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Then you seen the ones that like weren't like that were just pretty normal because Weird Al's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I had I had a little trouble finding a job when I got to LA. That was his main problem.
My favorite one was Behind the Music, Fat Albert. No, that was Saturday Night Live. Never mind.
Yeah, that was
still
good.
great.
It was. Yeah. The obviously Leif Garrett was
Leif
a great
Garrett's
one.
Probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a bomb?
Yeah.
Saved my life that night.
It's the fucking coolest thing anybody's ever said.
Yeah, it's great.
So bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Anyways.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, there was some good ones.
Very good. I miss that show.
he's in a wheelchair, looking like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
But it's from a car wreck from partying.
He looked fucking horrible. He looked
like hell.
Yeah. Roland.
Leif never got his shit together, by the way. He was on that celebrity bull riding show with Tough Heedman.
Yeah.
And it's at that point he was still fucked up. Sleeping all day. They couldn't get him to go out and ride the bull. Like, everybody's out there being like cool. Vanilla Ice was on there.
Yeah.
Rocket Ishmael. There's like this eclectic group of people.
Yeah.
And everybody's doing their part, like helping each other out, except Leif. He's just fucking sleeping all day, being a dick.
I think in the last 3 or 4 years is when the rehab finally took, and it seems like it's actually working.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know how old the bull riding thing is, though.
No, we're talking 2005 or something.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I forgot about it.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's it seems like I saw something with them. It seems like it took.
It's like
only
him
took
and
40
Willie
years.
Ames
Fucking Williams.
on that weight loss one.
Dan Nitro Clark was on there
Oh yeah.
from American Gladiators.
Oh, yeah.
But he was just, Leif was not together even by then.
Did they actually ride the bulls?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Don't let them ride bulls, but they won't let me ride a bull at the bull riding event. Assholes.
and we went. I went to one.
We went to one at the Palace.
We went to the Longhorn
Did
Rodeo.
you try to ride?
I wanted to. I kept asking.
Brian's shouting down at the Cowboys. He's like, I want to ride that bull right there, and they're like, yeah, sure you do, bud. Yeah,
I want to try it.
Come on.
And Mike was delirious with fever. He was so sick.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But you still went?
I went.
Yeah, you didn't want to miss it.
That was back when you dealt with a fucking
He
flu.
fucking. I mean, did you drop your pants there? Or did you drop your pants when you got home?
I was okay. I don't think I shat there.
No. You didn't chat. You were really hot, and I think when you got home, you just took off your pants.
Yeah, I had to take I took all my clothes off. No, I had a horrible flu, like one of those 24-hour ones that come and go, but you're okay.
Yeah.
But it hit me like a fucking Mack truck, and I was like, I still want to go see this. And I was sitting there.
Priorities, man.
I was sitting there with Brian and my dad. We went.
Yeah.
And I'm just cooking, like sitting in the palace. Like
He looked so bad.
And it's one of those things where you don't want to ruin somebody else's time, so you just deal with it.
You got people going, are you all right,
And
man?
I'm sitting there like,
This dude don't look okay.
yeah.
He was so sweaty.
I went home and I couldn't eat McDonald's cheeseburgers for like 4 years after that because I equated that with it.
Yeah.
I had the nausea real bad. It's coming out both ends. But the whole thing from beginning to end was like 24 hours.
Yeah, it was really quick.
Yeah.
And I was okay. But I was like, I usually, like when I get sick, I don't really get fevers or chills. I just typically don't. Headaches, not often either. I had all of that. And it was like, oh, this is so bad. And Brian's like, I get migraines. You're going to be all right. He just wanted to.
Yeah, you'd be good.
You'd be all right, man. So it was a bad time for
But we
me.
did. I kept on asking.
So that was what, early 2000s?
Oh yeah.
Before then, I was 20.
Yeah.
I remember
shit.
being 20 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So it was like
We hadn't moved out. We hadn't even done the band or anything yet at that point.
Yeah, it was like 98.
Yeah.
Because we watched the PBR, not the drink,
professional
bull
bull
riding.
bull
yeah.
riding, and we got way fucking into it.
Yeah, we did.
And then we were like, we got to see one of these. Well, they go, this ain't PBR, but it's Longhorn, whatever. And then the one guy from, we had one local guy from Romeo go out there, and he got fucking hurt and knocked out cold.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we're not known for our cowboy ways here in Michigan.
No.
Yeah, look, somebody I went to school with, like, there's two guys. I ran into one of them. It was probably 15 years ago. And I was like, hey, you know, what's Danny up to? And he's like, oh, he's a professional bull rider. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how long he did it.
Wow.
Because like now, like I have him on Facebook now, and he's like an engineer. But like I guess at one time that's what he did. So it might have been longer than 15 years ago, you know, when that happened. But
Well, I'm
yeah.
glad he lived.
Yeah, I don't know how long he did it or what, you know. But
I just watched the Bodacious compilation the other day.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
The greatest bull ever.
By far.
Fucking knocked people out cold one after another. They tried to ride him. Boom!
He had that perfect maneuver,
He had
and it
that-
always worked. That where he
buck
buck forward, and then he throws his head back. So as their body's going forward, he's like clobber.
oh,
He was like
vicious, man.
He was like the Francis Ngannou of bulls.
Yeah,
He gets you with that uppercut. Boom!
it was
And
crazy.
you'd be dead.
It's like that bull just knew how to hurt people.
I watched a little bit of it because, like, you know, on Sundays when they do football on Fox and CBS. Well, like 1 week they'll do two. They'll do an early and an afternoon on Fox, and then the opposite week they'll do on CBS. I think it was on Fox. Like, if they on the after the 1 o'clock game, if they didn't have that second game, there would be PBR on.
Yep.
And I'd like watch it sometimes. Because like if
It's
there was like
entertaining as
if
hell.
there was like a shitty game on, you know, the afternoon game, I don't want to watch that.
Nothing like watching a PBR and drinking
It's a ballad of
PBR.
Bodacious Pepperoni.
Yeah, the Ballad of Bodacious. Yeah. I forgot that song.
Yeah,
It was about Bodacious. The Bodacious.
love it.
Yeah,
Who's the
they
best?
called him the Yellow Whale as well.
That's
'Cause
right.
he was yellow and fucking huge.
Yeah, it couldn't be conquered.
Nice.
And he fucking
I rode a mechanical bull.
Did you?
Yeah, for 3.12 seconds or something.
I saw you do it.
That's less than 8 seconds.
It was not long.
That's when we were on that place on Hoover.
Yep.
I saw you and your old girlfriend.
Yeah.
She got on there too.
Yep. It was not very long.
And they're like, you need to get on here. I'm like, no, I don't.
It was not long at all.
Because when the girls get on there, they go real light and let them kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, flow. And then when you get on there, they fucking try to kill you.
But there was a guy there that told me, like,
they turn into Scott Glenn.
there was a guy that told me, like,
Fucking
towards
knock
the end,
you out with it.
towards the end of the night, I was out smoking, and there was a guy that was like, "No, dude, like when it first starts, he told me how to like start off with it." He goes, "And you'll be able to hold on." And I'm like, "Oh, damn, dude." So, but I never tried it again.
No.
No, because like shortly after that, that was not a country bar anymore with the bull. It went back to being like a. It kept going back and forth.
Became the Ritz.
Yeah, it
after
became
that.
the
Yeah,
Ritz,
yeah.
and then it's been a bunch of stuff, you know, obviously.
Yep.
So
I remember that.
That's one of the places that I tell that story where people are. One guy was in the mosh pit doing double leg takedowns.
yeah,
And I'm like, why am I sprawling in a mosh pit? What the fuck's going on?
yeah, you
Kept
know,
your
and it was
weight on
like
top of them.
Yeah.
it never did real well, but
Wizard.
it was like a great place. Like the building, like was a great place for a bar with the, you know, and to have bands and stuff, but it never did well.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
it always shut down.
It just couldn't. It couldn't
And
stay.
it was
It
weird.
was-
It was near a bunch of shops and a bunch of other, you know, like
Yeah, it was like industrial,
shops,
all
industrial
around
and
it.
stuff.
But like, I think like the big thing. I think that a lot of cops hung out in that area and fucking nailed
Yeah.
people. I think that's usually what happens with places like that don't do well.
Yeah.
Because like seriously, like if you could get out of there and like you could hit 8 Mile,
Mhm.
you could hit the freeway. You know, there was plenty of what you get to Gross back, and you could
There
be like,
used to be a Denny's right there. You could eat.
yeah,
It's true.
yep. Our cousin worked at that one for
Yep.
a long
Did he?
time.
He
Yep.
sure did.
That's where he started. I think that was the first one.
You
he
gave
worked
him
at.
a bad review, Brian.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to go. I don't want to. I didn't know he was working.
So-
And second of all, isn't it dangerous to like let these people know that, hey, this person whose name is this gave you a bad review and cost you your bonus, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could get you killed.
Yeah. It's like this person, they give like first initial and last name. You're supposed to do the opposite thing.
Right.
That's why I shit on people on an anonymous account on the internet. You
But
don't do it on your real name.
If I would have known he was there, I would have said something to him.
Right.
I did not know. And he wasn't actually physically there. He was just basically the manager on duty. So they still were reporting to him, and he was still in charge of the crew that was there that night.
That seems like the
And it wasn't
the mother of bad ideas. Here's his card. Here's his name. This is the guy that gave you a bad
So, I
review.
mean,
in case you want to kill him later.
he called his sister, who in turn called Alan, who in turn called me, asking why I gave him a bad review. I didn't know. It sucked. What am I supposed to do? It was horrible.
like,
It took forever, and it sucked.
Yeah.
what
Yeah, because
happens.
like our cousin was actually he was always really good.
Yeah.
You know? But
I
when he was in
intentionally looked in the
charge-
kitchen
Not
to see
that
if he was
night.
there.
when he was in charge, like, I mean, you know, different people are cooking, but when he cooked, you know, it was yeah. Like I used to go in there drunk all the time, and I'd see him, and he'd go. He knew what I always get that super bird, and he'd be like, "Oh, I screwed up here and I made a mistake," and he'd bring it out to me.
Did you hear that lady at Denny's who just got the ultimate Grand Slam?
Yes. Well,
The
I didn't know.
The Denny's sign fell on her car, crushed her.
Oh no,
She died.
She died.
Yeah, she died.
What, like-
the Denny's side killed her? That's the ultimate Grand Slam.
Where's what Denny's?
I think I want to say Florida.
Oh, okay.
But it could just be me making up Florida.
Anytime someone dies, you get the dethroned.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Um,
she's an old lady, huh?
it was in E-Town, which is a real place apparently.
E-Town?
I'm sorry, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Actually, do you know where that is, Mike?
No,
Either.
No?
But yeah,
do
that-
not.
Do you know this woman? I mean, she's from Kentucky.
No, yeah. They kind of know each other down there, but no, I
It's
don't
like
know
going
her.
up to a black guy. Yeah, I know this guy, Darrell.
Do you know Stramiel?
Yeah, do
No?
you know Stromio?
He looks like you,
I'm trying to
even
find
though
it.
he's a foot shorter than you. You know?
And there is surveillance video of it falling, but they haven't released it yet.
Yeah.
Is it going to be like the crocodile hunter getting stingrayed? You can never see it, but you're going to look everywhere, and it's never really available. I'm not saying I want to see it. I'm just people have said.
Oh, like more than one person got hurt really bad.
Yeah, she's the only one that died, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So that's the ultimate Grand Slam.
Where the Wendy's
Yeah.
Grand Slam hardcore band. There's a
Oh,
the Wen-
yeah.
that hardcore band was playing the Wendy. I know it's
Yeah.
a meme. Everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
But I actually looked into it, and the guy wrote a post on how it happened and how they got to play there. And it was like the last night the place was going to be open, and he knew the manager, and they just let him play in there because they didn't give a shit anymore.
Huh.
I'm like, dude, I'm pretty, I'm 44, I'm obese, and I have no wind anymore. But if I saw a mosh pit in Wendy's, Denny's, I'm getting in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in
Yeah.
one last time.
Right.
Because there's a mosh pit right here while I'm eating
It's perfect.
I'm eating my eggs.
My moon's over my hammy. That's one of the things I had, right? Moon's over my hammy.
yeah. Actually, the one that
Double covered and smothered.
the one our cousin
I
out
can't.
at-
Oh, I
like-
can't do double covered and smothered.
They got Brian sick as a dog.
Oh, I was living with the girls at that point. I'd already moved out of the duplex, and I got really drunk at a bar over on 14 Mile. Was it the Wishing? No, not the Wishing Well.
Wishing well.
It was right down the street from DeQuinder, and it was something else. It's
you
been
talking about at Chicago and
No.
Ryan?
no, I'm 14 east of DeQuinder.
Oh, now it's called Nikki D's.
Yeah, that
But
place.
it used to be called something. It's been called a bunch of stuff.
But we used to go there because on Tuesdays they would have nickel shots. No, it wasn't nickel shots. It was they were like $2 shots, and we'd for some reason we were really into redheaded sluts, the drink.
Yeah.
And the redheaded sluts.
I was into redheaded sluts too,
Yeah.
and just get wasted. And then after drinking a bunch the one night, let's go to eat. We went to that Denny's over on
Yeah, it's like
by the tech center.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god! And I was like, "Yeah, I need food." I got everything double covered and smothered, and I was so
Smothering what, gravy?
sick. Cheese and gravy, and it was a double order of them. So they double it up and then cover in cheese and gravy.
Oh.
And and I don't remember the last part of the trip back to the house, but I do remember I opened up the door to puke while the car was driving, and I threw up on the inside of someone's door.
Yeah.
Like because they had fabric on the door. Yeah. It was just remember the Topaz? They didn't have a Topaz like you had. They had a Tempo, so the
Right.
Ford version.
Yes.
But it
What's
had-
up, SJ5? Our 1D Live viewer that we get.
So it had
Yes.
fabric on the inside of the door, and I just stained the fabric with my puke. It was so bad. She was so mad.
Staining fabric.
It's been a while since I stained that
Puke
fabric.
stained fabric.
It was so bad. But that's why every time I think of double covered and smothered,
That
it
was
makes me nauseous.
You were so sick, and I couldn't even mention it to you. Like, don't talk about it. I don't want to talk.
Oh, there's been yes. Yep.
Certain things.
Yep.
Okay, still,
yeah.
I still don't drink tequila.
I
Since that luge party at Paige's house.
I didn't drink Southern Comfort for I still never, like, from the time I was like 16 till never. I never drank regular Southern Comfort again. I drank 100 proof Southern Comfort a few times, but it was like 20 plus years later. All because of one night, like a fifth and a half of it.
No.
Yeah.
You hear my whoppers move around,
I
right?
puked pure
I thought
pure
my cat
Southern.
was in the.
I puked pure Southern Comfort. And yeah, like that was it. Yeah, I never touched it again.
Yeah. Happy
The
New
smell of
Year. What's up, man?
Happy New Year, man.
Happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
It's the Lunar New Year. Yeah.
Yep.
It was today.
Oh, that's the guy that was from Hong Kong. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yep.
What's up?
So it's the Happy Lunar New Year?
So I believe it's the year of the rabbit.
Yes.
Yeah, the wabbit.
I believe.
Yeah.
So I did about 4 seconds of research on it earlier. So
Oh, okay.
100% research, man.
so I guess the biggest news of the week was what the fuck? David Crosby dying, huh?
Yeah, we basically
He was old, but he was actually older than I even thought.
He was the oldest of the Crosby, Stills,
well,
Nash,
he
and Youngs.
had success. He had already released solo albums before he started the Birds.
Oh yeah.
He was like
Yeah.
a doo-wop band old.
Yeah. Like he wrote like a folk album. Like his father is like a producer.
Yeah, Bing Crosby.
Big
No.
No, that was his brother.
This is
He was
his
pretty
brother.
old.
Yeah, sorry guys.
No, his father is a filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
And then his grandfather on the other side of the family is like some kind of like dude. Like he comes from like money and like
You guys aren't losing monitors, are you?
No.
Okay, so it's just me. That's fine. That's a good thing. That just means it's just my headphones.
now I can't remember. I looked it up. Damn it, I don't remember now where about him.
But honestly, I knew he was still alive, but when someone's like, "Yeah, he died," I said, "Again?" Because he was like
Yeah.
almost dead like what 15 years ago.
Well, he had that.
He needed transplants and shit.
That was in 1994.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's longer than I thought.
Yeah, like he's been clean for years.
Oh, he must have money because his middle name is Van Cortlandt.
right.
Come on, that's a douchey middle name.
Yeah, he.
Is that his middle name?
Yeah.
He
Whoa.
all right. So like it said, like it talks about. All right.
And he was obviously Melissa Etheridge's sperm donor.
He's the second son of Academy Award-winning cinematographer Floyd Crosby,
Yeah, all right.
who worked on Wall Street, and Alif Van Cortlandt Whitehead, a salesperson at Macy's. His father was a relative of the Van Rensselaer family.
Oh, okay.
So
And
SJ5 wishes us a happy New Year. Gong Ji Fo Kai. Is that how that said?
Gongji Fokai.
It's better than any
Fokai.
else could do.
Because I think the XI is G, like the leader.
G is right. It's
Yeah.
the other part.
Gong Ji Fo Kai.
Gongji Fakai.
Indeed, sir.
Yes.
Then it says his mother is a granddaughter of the Bishop of Pittsburgh, Cortlandt Whitehead, descended from the prominent Cortlandt family, Van Cortlandt family.
So he comes from some aristocracy and shit.
Yeah, but he grew up like in California. He grew up in L.A.
Well, yeah, he's California
Yeah.
dreaming, man.
But
That was the name.
But
of it.
yeah, he had recorded solo albums before he started the Birds.
Yeah.
So like the Birds, there's a song called 8 Miles High.
Yeah.
It's also redone by Husker Du, which is another one of my favorite bands. And
Husker
I
Du.
did not even put that together for years.
Oh, that he wrote it.
I didn't put it together that it was the same damn song.
Yeah.
And then like I'm listening to it and I'm like, I'm like, I wonder if that, like, years later, and then, like, I and there was no internet, so, and then one day I just, like, listened to, it came on WCSX, the radio station, and I'm like, oh.
The home of no, it's not.
I'm like, that, I go, that is the same song. Yeah.
It's the same song.
Yeah, 8 Miles High.
What?
So it's done by the Byrds, and then it was redone by Husker Du in the early 80s.
Brian, please change subjects. I know nothing about this. I'm just,
I know.
I'm just messing around.
I wasn't going to change the subject, but I was going to actually go on a song that I didn't realize was a cover song for a long time. Was only because I didn't know his stuff beforehand. But when I was like young and Hard to Handle by Black Crowes came out,
That's Otis Redding.
I did. Well, yeah, but I was like 11 years old when it came out. I didn't know Otis Redding.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I'm older. I'm like 20 years, going on 20, and I hear the Otis Redding version. I'm like, wait, what the?
Yeah.
That's the Black Crowes song.
There's a lot of fucking songs from a lot of the 70s and 60s bands.
Yeah.
Are old blues songs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody steals from everybody, but David Crosby was a
Good songwriter.
good songwriter, but he did a lot of shit, drugs and alcohol. He did it all.
Well,
Not an attractive man.
But
Not attractive,
when he
Very smart man.
yeah, well, like he quit like a long time ago. Like he got in trouble. Like his trouble was bad.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what made it so much more significant, like because he got in big time trouble. He did prison time
Yes.
where like,
Didn't he have the drugs delivered to his hotel room, and he had like
Yeah.
bricks of it?
but like a lot of these guys were big time druggies.
Well,
A
yeah.
lot of them, and probably like even more than him in some ways, because like they didn't, dude, look at Steven Tyler and Aerosmith. Period. I mean, they were super cokeheads.
Oh God.
Super cokeheads, Motley Crue. I mean, all these guys. I just think because he didn't get off on the charges. He got,
Oh no, he did. Yeah, he got in trouble.
but like he had that transplant. So he had to be clean to get the transplant. Even if you're famous, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
They
I
will
know.
not do it.
I know.
So he had to have so much time.
The Mick was clean when he got his?
He was eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a certain amount of time, or they won't do it. Like transplant doctors, they don't give a shit if you're famous or not. They will not do it if they, because they can kill you too. It can kill you if you're still on stuff and you do the transplant. It can kill you really easy because you have to take like anti-rejection.
Remember Lord
medication.
Rothschild had like 5 heart transplants?
Yeah.
Didn't
That
Larry-
motherfucker, they kept giving it to him, and he lived. Like you or I, if we needed a heart transplant, well, I might as well prepare to die, so I'm not getting one.
We're not getting on the
But
list.
Lord Rothschild got like 5.
Yeah,
Wasn't Larry Hagman that had two different transplants?
Did he have two different ones?
JR?
I think so.
Mm.
I'll look it up while we're talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like, David Crosby, he did stuff.
Yeah. But apparently, like lately, he's been sick. He's had a long time illness. They said they didn't go
It's
into
fucking
detail.
81. I mean,
But yeah, he was like talking about he was on Twitter or something talking about like he thought he felt like the human a human has a good 80 years of life on this planet. He's like, I've got 81, but some would say I've probably been 81 for the last 10 years. So
oh, yeah, the organs and
yeah,
shit,
right. And he's
failing.
but yeah.
What he's done to himself, he'd be like his death probably looked like a cat, where the back sinks in and the eye.
Yeah.
Like their lower back, like
Now,
it just shrivels
so
up.
he was the sperm donor to Melissa Etheridge's kids, both of them, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Because there's 2 kids,
At least
right?
one.
And is it the one that committed suicide?
Yes.
Didn't she? It is.
Yes.
Drugs, right?
I believe so. Yep.
Yikes.
So,
Yikes.
Yep.
So anyway, enough of that. Let's how about let's talk about some other Hollywood stuff.
Alec Baldwin.
the
Alec Baldwin.
murderer.
Murderer.
He's something, isn't he? That's method acting, man. It's like I'm making a Western. I got to know it's like what it feels like to murder somebody.
Yeah.
Bang, bang.
I'm Jesse James now.
Yeah, that whole.
Not Jesse James with the chainsaw.
Like me and my dad were talking about what we think happened, and we think what happened was because no matter we know I won't get into my worldview, but Alec is a lefty, whatever. Hollywood
Right.
people tend to be left, but everyone likes to shoot guns.
Yeah.
And during, no matter what you view on it of people owning them, everybody, it's fucking fun.
When you were a little kid, you'd do that shit.
And during the break, like during in between, they're out in the middle of the set. You know, it's in New Mexico. They're like, let's shoot shit.
Yeah.
And they put live ammo in their guns because they were all fucking around. Let's shoot cans. Let's shoot whatever, because shooting's awesome. It's a fun time for everybody. But when they went back to doing the movie, they didn't put the blanks in. They left the live ammo because they were out shooting.
That's what it sounds like.
Shooting for fun earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then that girl got blazed.
Yep. Well, and I mean,
and Alec was probably like the sleep in till like noon guy, and then goes out on the set and doesn't know that they're out doing actual shooting.
Yeah.
Like my and I,
he killed her.
Like, we all know that the dude didn't purposely pull the trigger and kill this woman.
No.
We know this, but people who are anybody who's trying to say he doesn't deserve to be like, all right, it is his responsibility if he is going to fire a gun in a movie. It doesn't matter. It's his responsibility to look as well. I mean, in my business, running machines, if I walk in and the guy from the previous shift goes, "Oh yeah, it's all ready to go. You can go ahead and hit the button," and I hit the button and nothing's tightened down and that fucking part flies out and busts through the fucking door or whatever of a machine, that's my fault.
Yeah,
that's my fault.
If I drive my truck the day after I do some of this, which I never do, this is like Saturday only,
right?
And I run into something, it's on me.
Yep.
We all have responsibilities. You got to check that gun, dude.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, I mean, like that same thing, like driving a truck. You have an inspection that you have to go through and check everything on your vehicle.
Yeah, if I have no tread on my tires and my tire blows out and I jerk into a school bus and I'm going up the river.
Yeah.
You got to inspect.
I mean, so is it all on him? No. But he's got to have.
There's a certain amount of culpability. For
exactly,
sure.
and even like the armorer, I think is what they said. The person who basically,
he's the other guy getting charged.
Yeah, he's being charged. So
because he didn't, take whatever it was out of the gun or whatever allegedly.
Yes, that's what we talked to him about, the Hong Kong education, the Hong Kong style English.
Yeah,
because we were looking it up.
Yeah, you explained it to us last time.
Yeah, it was informative because we looked it up afterward and kind of got an idea how you do it.
For those of you who aren't on D Live, which is no one, we're glad to have this gentleman. He is from Hong Kong, and he said Hong Kong education has Hong Kong style English and a Hong Kong style Chinese. So you guys are kind of your own thing, man.
Own thing. That's right.
And I remember you explaining it to me. I do remember.
Alec Baldwin thing. I have my own theory on it. Yes, what you said too, but I don't think he intentionally murdered anybody.
Yeah.
But when
he's not a murderer,
when they were doing the charges, I'm thinking that he was like all for it because he could get up to 5 years allegedly, maybe get 5 years.
Yeah,
and he can get away from all those fucking kids that he's had recently. He's like 5 years away from. He's like, I don't want to get charged. Like, well, you can go away for 5 years. He's like 5 years away from my wife and all the 18 kids.
Well, what kind of jail is it going to be? Oh, a country club. Country club.
It's not a federal palm me in the ass prison, is it? Nope. All right. Cool. Country club's fine. He's not going to do any jail time. Come on, get real.
No.
It's out. I mean,
no.
He's going to Vince Neil his way out of that one anyways. Or that's even if they find him guilty, because it's going to be hard to prove at this point whether or not they're charging two guys, but really it's just him and the other guy.
Basically, look, somebody's got to be charged.
First of all, if he's found guilty, I'll be really surprised.
They're not going to find him guilty of what is it?
Involuntary manslaughter.
They're calling it. Yeah, he's not. He's going to be found
and
guilty of
something. He's
else.
not doing 5 years.
If he's found guilty of anything, it's going to be a super duper lesser charge.
Yeah.
Menacing or something fucking stupid.
It's going to be something you've never heard of.
Yeah. The cop in Minnesota, George Floyd cop, being charged with third-degree murder. I've never heard of third-degree murder. Never heard of it.
I didn't know there was degrees of murder.
There's first degree and second degree, and I never knew that there was anything beyond that.
But if anybody...
Third degree is when you kill somebody at a very politically inopportune time.
Apparently, that's what it is, right?
Baldwin won't do the jail time. The armorer, he's probably going to do some jail time.
But here's like basically all this is. They're gonna financially ruin. They're gonna financially scar him. Is what they're gonna do. They're gonna take.
He will
a big,
never financially recover from this.
No, they're
I
gonna.
bought my way out of
They're
jail.
going to. They're when it's done. There's gonna be a civil suit. Her
Oh, yeah.
family's gonna get a ton of fucking money, and it's gonna
yeah.
come out of his fucking pocket.
Yep.
Guarantee. Now, this is basically.
She had nice muscle definition, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Her arms and stuff were.
I really think
very
that's
fit.
that's a probably a good reason why there's things going on like criminally, because it makes it a lot easier to push it away from, so the studio's not at fault and all the powers that be aren't at fault. He's gonna get charged. Okay, he got off on that, but well, we'll get him on a civil.
It's going to be a total Ojo thing. He's going to be not guilty, but the civil.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's going to lose some money.
In this case, they know he fired it.
Yes.
So I mean, it's gonna be whatever. It is what it is.
Yep.
So,
But he's a.
sorry, all you little Baldwins.
Yeah.
You're gonna be without a daddy for a little bit because he's got to go to trial.
I think, honestly, I think
Kim Basinger is going to be pretty happy.
she's totally happy. But I think, honestly, I think that's what he's doing. He's trying to get away from his family for the next 5 years. And that's what he's saying.
I mean,
totally.
he's the one that kept fucking wanting to show off that he could still fucking impregnate a fucking woman.
I mean, the last few she hasn't even had herself. It's been the surrogate.
Oh, really?
Oh, for reals?
Well, there was 8 months in between a kid.
Oh, no wonder
So-
she's so fucking hot.
Surrogate cream pie.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's like,
Oh,
himself
yeah,
injecting.
yeah, maybe she's letting him bang other broads.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Baldwin.
Yeah. So anyway,
Did you guys hear?
yeah.
Today's Buzz Aldrin's 93rd birthday.
And he's celebrated by.
Or yesterday it was. Sorry.
And he's celebrated by.
Getting married.
You to a 63-year-old kid.
She's young. His longtime girlfriend is what it said. But she's 63. First of
She's-
all,
she's
you've been
very-
married 3 times.
She's a doctor.
Also, you're fucking Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah.
You're an astronaut.
Yeah.
You probably had so much ass.
He's in surprisingly good shape, dude.
He really is.
He's probably been drained more than the fucking fuel on that shuttle he drove.
But it's like he a lot.
But why get married at 93?
I think he's still religious. He probably feels he has to.
Yeah.
Because
it's only his fourth wife.
because the only
How religious can you be?
He punched that guy that came up to him and said, "Put your hand on the Bible and say you went to the moon," and he fucking clocked the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
You know,
it.
the moon conspiracy theory guy.
Yeah.
And so he's still like, it wasn't so much that the guy challenged him for going to the moon. It's put your hand on the Bible because he's still a Christian.
Yeah.
So he's like, you insult me.
But what he I mean, if he's a Christian, you should have put his hand on the Bible and swore.
Oh no, no, he's not the turn the cheek.
See,
Christian.
the moon landing's fake.
He's not a turn the cheek Christian.
No.
He's the eye for an eye Christian.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's 2 different types here.
He
Yes. Yeah. So that's like his fourth wife, though. She's not a bad looking woman though. She's a
I
doctor.
feel like she's had some work done.
I feel it too, because she looks pretty fucking young for
Well,
She looks very stretched in her face.
She's getting stretched in the bedroom
It's,
Probably not.
by old Buzz.
old Buzz. Buzz looks surprisingly fit.
Oh, I mean, he is.
I mean, 93 years old, man. He looks surprisingly.
Oh no, just seeing the picture of him in his tux with all his medals and stuff on it. He doesn't look 93. He definitely looks younger.
Yeah.
But his wife Anka looks like she's had some plastic surgery done.
Yeah.
I got to look at this.
Anka Fauer.
She's
FAU.
from Europe or something.
No, I think she's from Ohio.
I know she's like a doctor, and she's like, they call her Dr. Anka or whatever.
Oh yeah, she ain't bad at all.
But
There's a couple of pictures where, no, dude,
She's a medical doctor.
not bad at all.
She is currently the executive vice president of Buzz Aldrin Ventures.
that's what
And she earned her PhD in chemical engineering from Pitt in 1996.
Whatever, nerd.
And she's worked at Union Carbide
yeah.
and Johnson Fuel Cells.
You guys are right.
Really?
She has a bit of a stretchy face.
And held a position as a board member of the California Hydrogen Business Council. So she's one of those smart chicks or something.
What
I
up,
guess.
Tay? How you doing?
Hey, cuz. All right. Well, or real quick, I'm going to change the subject
Go
real
ahead.
quick
Do what you want to do.
because Ted's here, and he missed last week's show. I don't know if you remember. He said something on the post. Like,
Good for him.
He missed last week's show, and he apologized for it. But what he didn't do is tell you what happened. I don't know if he wants me to tell or not.
Can we tell the story of what happened to you? I don't know it. I want to know.
It's intriguing. If you let me tell it, I'll make it sound awesomer, or I won't.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
there's some pictures of her from just a few years ago that she definitely has had a little bit of work, which was stupid because she was like outstandingly beautiful about 5 years ago.
Hey, Ted, I want this.
I can tell
Worked
it.
so far, but we're not out yet.
So,
What you're thinking?
so
I got to make that a drop. I
Uh,
want to know.
our cousin, the Premise Land,
Your
Ted.
Long district.
Oh,
He's giving you a thumbs up.
he missed last week's show because he sustained an eye injury.
Ooh,
He hurt his eye.
you all right?
Well, I chatted with him real quick I texted him, and
There's some
he's
synergy
able
here.
to work, but he can't drive currently because he injured his eyeball.
Ooh,
And the way he did it was when you wake up, you have crust, sleep, whatever you call it, in your eye.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I believe this is how he told me, and maybe I'm paraphrasing, I don't know. He rubbed his eye and scratched his cornea with the crust stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, you can drive now.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick then, because that was just like 4 or 5 days ago.
Eyes can if you take care of it pretty quick, like you can heal them pretty quick. Yeah, I mean think about like I almost lost my eyeball, and within 3 weeks I had almost perfect vision
True.
again.
See,
So that's only the second worst injury I heard about this week. I just wanted to bring that up because it's horrible. Anything with your eye, I hate any eye injuries.
Yes.
I can't do eye drops.
I hate
Nothing
it.
should touch your eyeball, in my opinion. But I can't give any names, but somebody that I know was, and I got permission to tell a story, just no names, was dog sitting. They have their own dog, and they were dog sitting for somebody else. And they were in for the night. They weren't going to do anything. And the dog was there, and his dog and this other person's dog got into it, like fighting and stuff.
Oh, not fucking.
Not fucking.
Warriors
like, fighting.
death.
All
So
right.
he was like trying to break it up because they were getting like they were biting and stuff. He got in there, he separated them, and the other person's dog that he was dog sitting bit him in the dick,
Oh, man.
punctured his dick.
Oh!
There was blood coming out of his dick.
Dick puncher.
It was squirting out. So when they finally got it stopped and they wrapped it
So
up,
it hit like a vein
it hit something.
or an artery or
hit the
something.
main vein.
Yeah, because like that's the only, if it's squirting out, that's like
Got it to stop.
Pain pussy make that dick have a heart attack.
That's exactly what was happening. It was like
make
was
that
having a
dick
heart
have
attack.
a heart attack.
had to go to the emergency room,
Oh,
explain that,
Yeah.
and then has had to see the urologist and everything. Yep.
Fuck off
Blood,
already.
blood cocky.
It's the worst thing, man.
Blood cocky.
Yep. So I was like, that's the worst injury I've ever heard in my life.
Those blood cockies will get you every time.
Yeah.
Well, Ted, I want to say there was some sort of singularity or synergy or something in the universe, because what happened yesterday, about 20 minutes before I ended my route, now I have something called recurrent corneal erosion, meaning I have basically an injury to my eye from a paper cut
Oh yeah.
that didn't heal right, and about a year ago it acted up and I could barely do the show.
Yes.
I had I'm about 20 minutes from getting home from my route, and it starts buckets of water like just coming out of my eye, and I barely made it back, and I told my boss, like, I had to go home right now, and I thought it was going to be like another 3 days like the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had all my light, I had bad light sensitivity. I turned everything off here, and I woke up and it was fine. But for about 6 or 7 hours yesterday, just buckets of water, and I was like dizzy because your other eye is trying to compensate and
Right.
stuff. Oh God, it was horrible.
Now,
Recurrent corneal erosion. It's terrible, Ted. Make sure that shit heals right, because if it don't heal right, it basically what happens is your eyelid goes over it and like a scab. It picks a scab over and over again.
Yeah. See, that's kind of
it's lifelong. It doesn't go away.
that's what kind of not kind of like, but it's different. But it's something with the cornea. Danielle has with her eyes. It's corneal dystrophy. So the tissue of her eye is too soft. So if her eye dries out too much, the lid will stick to her eye, and if she goes and like open her eye, it'll actually tear at the cornea and stuff. That's why she would wear an eye patch for a week a few years ago.
So there's nothing you can do about it.
No, that's no, just a degenerative disease. She'll have it for her whole life.
Yours, can it be repaired, Michael?
No.
You can't have like a cornea.
No, there is one surgery you can do.
It's probably real cheap.
But it
super cheap.
Yeah. Well, it costs a lot, and it's only got a 50-50 chance of success.
Yeah.
So
super.
I apologize. So same thing with Danielle.
Super worth it.
There is one she could do, but it's like it's not even 50-50.
He was what did they think you were like pretending to be a pirate or something? I was reprimanded for wearing an eye patch.
Didn't you say that they didn't want you to wear an eye patch either because the bacteria could build up more? I don't know. Again, this is just a brief conversation.
Dude, when I fucked my eye up, I was like, yeah, I get to wear an eye patch. I wore an eye patch to the bar. People were like, what happened?
Oh, I see. You were reprimanded because they told you not to wear one.
And you wore it. Right.
Yes.
I'm fucking that alien.
Yes,
that's
right.
right.
I get you now.
That's
Don't want to get reprimanded. They did say the bacteria would build up, yes.
Right.
Horrible
Bacteria,
injuries.
schmacteria.
Eye injuries, dick injuries. There's no
Yeah.
anus injuries this week that I know of, so
No.
that's good.
Anybody suffering any taint?
No.
Taint spills or
I do. I have a problem. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no one's licking my taint.
like a crusted taint
Yeah,
tear.
No.
Crusted taint tear.
that's
Taint
terrible.
matter.
Gross.
I woke up with the crusty taint. When I tried to rub it, it scratched.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm horrible.
How'd it get crusty?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
That's terrible.
From
you live
sleeping.
Once again, you live in the center of Tin Shui, Y,
Yeah.
West Nguyen Long District, New Territories, Hong Kong.
But I asked you, do you like living there?
Is it like, do you like to live there? I would say
That's
knock
it,
I
that-
would, but I want to forget about the dick injury.
That's what I asked him. I said, do you like to live there? And he
Once again. Brother is talking about eyes.
Go ahead and read it, Al.
I'm sorry. When I was playing with the bungee rope and it hit me in the eye and hurt like a motherfucker, and it took a week to recover, and I had to stop myself from opening my eyes.
A week.
Yep.
That's nothing. I can top that.
Yeah.
Top that.
I'm not trying to top it, but you said bungee. But yeah, one of my wife's friends, same thing. The bungee cord snapped, hit her in the eye. She couldn't see for a while, and it took 10 years to recover before they finally were able to do a last surgery where her eye worked the right way. And even when she had the surgery, you'd see her, and like the one pupil was like completely wide open, the other one was normal.
Yeah.
It took forever for her eye to get back to normal, but it was like 10 years.
I worked with
You have
a
to
guy.
like when there's a guy coming right in your face and he just sits in there and delivers it really well.
I worked with a guy who he put like giant bay doors and installed the overhead doors.
Yeah.
And he was
Do you
doing
work for
something.
overhead door?
He might have, but
Okay.
like he worked with me.
All right.
But his eye was like funky, and I was like, I go, dude, like, does your eye does it like not dilate properly or something? And he's like, no, and he's like, yeah, I had this accident like years ago, and he was popping something into place, and the screwdriver popped out and went right into his fucking eyeball. He was like, it was like a 1 in a million shot that it shot right in there, and he ripped it right out, and that's what did the damage. That's what did the damage. But he's like, I could see out of it. It's just kind of fucking weird. Yeah.
Literally.
But I was like, dude, you're fucking, it's like crazy looking. Like, he goes, yeah. I go, dude, it looks like you're stoned on one side. Your one eye's stoned all the time. He's like, yeah.
Eye injuries are worst.
And I was like, I go, is that why you don't work in the, with overhead doors anymore? He goes, well, no, man. I went back to work and my boss fired me, so I sued him.
Oh.
I'm like, really? He goes, oh, yeah, he fucking fired me and he goes, so I fucking sued the fuck out of him.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
Fucking
like,
sue
oh,
the
really? He
fuck out
goes,
of
oh, yeah. He goes, dude, oh, yeah, man. He worked with me, and he goes, I get it in these, I get it in these stupid, Like he was getting it like annuities. So, but he was like, yeah, he goes like, I get like $25,000 a year for the rest of my fucking life.
Fuck yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's not bad. He goes, no, fuck no, man.
And all you gotta do is, you can work a regular other job. And
Yeah, he was perfectly normal. He was perfecly fine.
Work
He
as
said,
a
you know,
door guy
he
somewhere.
said, but he said he was trying to find other jobs doing the door job.
Yeah.
But like he there was the reputation because he sued the other dude.
Makes
got
sense.
around. So your dog. Your
Cat
Your
dog.
dog's going nuts.
He's attacking
over
that
there.
bag.
He thinks the toys are over there. I got them up in the loft.
There's no toys. Don't have another asthma
So how about
attack.
them Lions? Yeah, man, they're awesome, man. Yeah, we're looking for. They didn't make it to playoffs. That's okay.
Should
It's all
have.
right. Yeah, but we do have to remember this is technically, like really year one of their guys. I mean,
Yeah. This coming season be the first. Yeah, they've had one draft. This will be the second draft. They still have some of those lingering guys.
They did. Yeah, they drafted last year. So I mean, they were stuck with what they had.
There were still a few guys that were left over.
There was a decent amount.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
I think about, man. That's all I fucking think about is you guys and how I set you up for the best fucking possible, the best possible advantage I can give you to have.
good correction, Dan.
thank you.
Good correction.
And that's how we feel about them Lions.
Well, yeah, I'm really happy. All I can do is literally every day is do mock drafts.
When was the last time we had a winning record?
2022.
Before 2022, we had a winning record.
16?
16.
Yeah.
Because I think the last year Caldwell was here, we did not have a winning record. We were like 6-10.
The best thing that Quinn Trish ever did was hire Ben Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sprinter.
Yeah, Ben Johnson, the sprinter. He's
Yeah.
He's our 37-year-old offensive.
Yeah,
coach.
he was. Yeah, like basically
Coordinator.
he was a holdover from the previous regime, but he was just like a quality assistant or something.
Yeah.
And
Then in 2 years he's been promoted. Now he's
Dan
the hottest
Campbell
ticket.
really liked him, so he made him a tight end coach.
Yeah.
Last year, and then when Dan Campbell started calling up plays, because basically they were going to fire their coordinator, it didn't work out. They realized that. So when he started calling the plays, he started working with this Ben Johnson kid a little bit, and he liked his approach, and he liked how he was developing so quick with,
He's inventive.
Yeah, he's very inventive. So then he just gave him the position this year.
First year, and he had 4 different job offers, and he decided to stay for another year.
Yep, he had 4 different job offers to be like he had a couple of head coaching positions. Was it all 4 head?
Well, he was going to interview at all 4.
Yeah, he only interviewed with 1, I think.
He did he
Or
did
2.
He did 3 total.
He did 3. Okay.
What do you call it? Virtual.
Okay.
And then he was going to go to Carolina for an in-person.
But he basically
He didn't get on the plane.
Jared Goff statistically probably had his best career season.
Oh yeah.
He threw what? 7 interceptions? 9?
I think 7's right.
I think 7. And most of them were in them 6 games that were really bad.
And he threw for 4,400 yards. Something like that.
Yeah. Threw a decent amount of touchdowns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very
it
good.
was a really nice
Ben
year.
Johnson.
So
That's how about them Lions.
yep. So that's how we feel about damn Lions.
Me and Alan and Craig every day
Do fake drafts.
we do mock drafts. It's so it's so gay.
Yeah.
But we can't
don't
stop
care.
ourselves.
We love to simulate, like
Oh,
We
my
like to
knee's
simulate.
okay.
We're experts.
He's
We're
not even with the
becoming-
team anymore. Nah. His brother-in-law could be coming up soon, though.
Who?
That was David Blau, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it?
That was Blau. His brother-in-law is potentially going to be drafted by the
Oh,
Lions.
Christian, right? Gonzalez.
Yep.
Yeah.
His-
Every time I get tired or I think I can't go no more, I think of that fucking record.
he's such a
I
weeb.
love him. I love him.
They can't give him money. They can't bring him back. Anyways,
They
I'm not going to get into it.
Nope.
Lions. That's what I got to say about them. They're Lions there. Love
So yeah,
I love
So
their
Hong Kong's unacting governor, Chris Patton, delivered his last Hong Kong policy address. Chris Patton, huh?
I don't know anything about that person, but I'm going to look it up.
That is not an ethnically Asian person, I'm
is
guessing.
he Britishy?
Sounds Britishy.
Yeah.
And again, he sounds Canadian.
Is Chris Patton a white
American-y,
guy?
too.
Sounds like it.
Is he a white devil?
He probably is. So
Does he
Chance.
need,
Wait. What?
Does he need a sunscreen in July,
Oh wait.
as I do?
Well, yeah, he delivered it because he hasn't been there since 1997. So I don't know what's going on with this person's. Literally, he was the last governor of Hong Kong, British governor of Hong Kong. But
Oh, he says unacting governor, so that makes sense.
oh yeah, it was passed. Yeah, because 1997 was when he was no longer in power because they gave it back.
Which brings us to the Corey Everson meme, which is based in Hong Kong.
That's
Yes.
true.
The
I'm actually-
double impact.
I'm glad you brought that up because it made me think about a porn I saw the other day.
Okay, go ahead. Tell it.
Wasn't the death cunnilingus thing that she was trying to do to JCVD,
Yeah.
but it was this girl who's a very strong girl was wrestling with this dude, and it was on Reddit. I wasn't like looking for porn, but there's some porn things I may have looked at before
is
on
it
Reddit.
the wrestling
Yeah.
in the ring style?
Nope,
porn?
it was in the living room.
They usually have like normal guys wrestle muscle chicks.
And this guy was
It's
skinny.
a fetish.
This guy was skinny, but she wasn't really muscular. She was, she's obviously taller, but she was the same height as him, but he was skinny. So she probably had a few pounds on him. And they started wrestling. She won, and she took him and flipped him over and was holding him up.
And blowing him?
And blowing him
Nice.
while she was standing up and holding him upside down.
That's sweet.
And I'm not talking about like a few seconds, like to completion.
Nice.
It was
Oh,
like
wow.
6 minutes she was holding this guy up.
She had some little gimp that she did that to.
He was. I'm telling you, it's like basically this chick was probably. He was bigger than Alan.
Oh, dude.
Okay, he's bigger
There's
than Alan.
hope. There's
And
hope that I'll
she-
find a
Eh,
chick like this.
Alan's gonna throw ropes all over this
But
place.
she's
A
like,
fine
she
chick
was
like
big,
this.
but you couldn't tell how tall she was. But she wasn't like hefty.
right?
I'll see if I can find it and send it to you guys.
Yes.
And it was like it was shocking. It was like basically she just
Yes!
held up
Find
somebody
it.
the same size as her
myself.
for like 6 minutes straight.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, and
Yes.
like to completion.
Wow.
Yep.
I love her.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
Her name is
I-
Tall Girl that
This is not
engulfs you.
This is not really a deal breaker. Her not knowing her name. So
No, it's true, but
Doesn't
I just-
matter.
it was shocking how much
any
upper body
woman out
strength she
there, I'm
had.
letting you know if you can flip me around upside down and
Do that to him.
do that to me. This
That's what he
Danny
wants.
Fishing says that should be an Olympic sport.
It would definitely do better than
I agree.
WWE.
How you
I
doing,
agree.
Danny?
Danny, I agree. I think it should be an Olympic sport.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta post. You gotta
And,
post more on Instagram. You and your pops fishing, man. Get back on that fucking river or lake or whatever. Get some muscle.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
Please just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Dale,
Don't
stop
go,
it.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I'm gonna feed Dale.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I'm gonna make a
Don't
Laotian.
stick
go
to the
chasing
rivers
them.
and-
They're
I'm gonna make
waterfalls.
Dale into a Laotian cutlet. Stop it.
Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
Keeps dinking around, setting the.
Whoa.
I know
Whoa.
one guy I work with, he's like, obviously his boat was pretty much put away, but he's like, the way the weather is, he's just like, fuck, I should just go drop it right back in there and go fishing.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Not a bad
Waterfalls
idea.
are easy to catch.
Come on, Dale, you're going out. I'm gonna switch to this chair.
Because of your bacchiotomy.
Come on, Dale. Come on.
Something just happened.
Oh,
iTunes just opened up.
oh no.
Okay.
Oh, Neil Diamond.
I see Neil
dude.
Diamond there.
Yeah.
And KSCM.
Everywhere. Oh yeah. I forgot about that band.
I'm going to find this. Find this porn.
Everywhere around the
Waterfalls
world.
are easy to catch.
They come to America. Oh yeah.
Waterfalls are easy to catch. Do you guys know what's not easy to catch?
So.
Mountain lions.
Oh yes. Mountain lions.
Mountain lions are not easy to catch,
No.
but that dude did it.
Derek Wolfe
Derek Wolfe.
was a beast of a player.
Yeah.
He only played 8 years. Or
Yeah.
9 years, I believe.
Something like that.
But he beast of a guy. 6'5", close to 300 pounds, ripped
Yeah.
to all hell. Big burly dude. Played for like 8 years he won a Super Bowl with the Broncos. So he played during that time.
I think it was Super Bowl 50.
Yeah, because I believe I want to say he was drafted in like 2011, 2012. Because he retired 2 years ago.
Yeah.
There's one.
No,
But
I thought he
there's-
retired this past year.
I thought it was 2020.
It doesn't matter.
I think 2020 was. I think after that season he was done.
No,
So
it
I
says
think-
2022.
Did he retired?
Mhm.
Oh.
July.
Oh, so he just did. Oh, okay.
Big, strong man, though.
Anyway, there's one vegetable you shouldn't catch.
Herpes.
Herpes. It's a good one. It's a dad joke.
Actually, we got some STD stuff later on, too.
Yeah,
So
we
this is-
do. Hey, Mike, there is one vegetable that you shouldn't catch.
What's that?
Herpes.
Gross.
It's a good dad joke.
But I don't know what the situation was. So how did Derek Wolf catch this mountain lion?
Okay, so he lives in Colorado. I'm pretty sure it was brought to him by a woman in Colorado who it's like living under her freaking it was living like underneath her fucking porch or some shit. It ate like 2 of her fucking dogs or something.
Really?
I got the story.
Oh, the mountain lion?
Yeah. So he slayed
That
a
thing was
mountain
a
lion
fucking
in
monstrosity
Colorado.
of a mountain lion, too.
Yeah. Okay, so it says that he was enlisted to hunt the beast after it was wreaking havoc around the Rocky Mountains and killing local dogs and deer. So he had already killed 2 of her dogs and was living under her porch. Nervous what he might do next, we found a fresh 4x4 mule deer that he had just killed. So he hiked straight up 2,500 feet down the other side, then back up again, and went up to like 9,600 feet. Then he saw it, and he drew back his hoit. He basically gave props to the bow hunt. Hoyt bow hunting. He said at Hoyt bow
Shameless
hunting,
plug.
and sent an at several broadhead through him. So he shot it. He hunted it he didn't even take a gun. He had a bow and arrow.
Smart.
Yeah, he's
Smart.
fucking dude. This dude's badass.
Well, just if we can post a picture later, maybe we can. I don't know.
Yeah.
On the Facebooks or something, we'll do that. But
He said he had to crawl backwards down the mountain with it.
he was
And
hoisting it up.
He fell 10 feet off a rock face
Wow.
with it while he was trying to get. That's how big it was. He was trying to fucking get it, and he like
He's trying to
fucking.
wrestle the fucking thing? What
He was,
was he
you
doing?
know, after it was dead, he was trying to drag it down.
He didn't have
Yeah.
a back. He just wanted to hunt it, but he didn't think about pulling it back out. Or he
Yeah.
killed it.
Jesus Christ.
But he's 6'5", 300 pounds, and this thing he's holding it around its midsection, holding it up.
His feet were still touching the ground.
Its feet were still touching the ground.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
thing,
yeah.
And that thing was slumped over.
Yep.
It's every bit as big as him and more.
That fucking mountain lion looked like. Typically, there's a mountain lion is supposed to be about, 120 to a large one's 200 pounds.
Yeah, that-
120 is like average 150.
That thing's got.
That thing was fucking massive.
Yeah, they said when they stand it up, it's probably gonna be all of 7 feet.
Jesus Christ, that's
Long.
like the size of a fucking jaguar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's gonna be all of 7 feet, maybe longer. And
The tiger,
dude, it's definitely 200 pounds. I would say easily I'd say it's probably like 230, somewhere 2 to 250.
lean muscle.
for
Yeah.
perspective, guys. Something like
The
a lion
head.
or tiger is like 8 or 9 foot long.
Yeah.
It was like near that big.
Yeah, like
For something to be in a basically North American continent that big is fucking insane.
well, like let's put it this way: this picture, this thing's head looks at least it's definitely double, if not triple, the size of Derek Wolf's head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I would say it's what would you say, 2.5 times?
2.5 times.
And
2
Derek
point-
Wolf is
maybe
a mammoth
2.6.
behemoth of a man.
2.6. Yeah. I mean, dude's like, at his playing weight, he was like 6'5", 3 bills, and he was like in beautiful shape too, like completely ripped.
So if I were 6'5", I'd be in shape. at my weight.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to work out.
I mean, he's probably a little leaner because they tend to usually cut down. Like
They
these
sort of
guys.
take care of themselves.
Yeah, a lot of the guys tend to bring their weight. They play at like a lot of them used to play a bigger. They don't play a lot of the defensive linemen don't play it as
No, because it's all about movement now. It's not just strength.
It's all about that.
Well, like the kind of J.J. Watt, that kind of player, or the fucking Hutchinson, they're like 260, 265.
Yeah.
They're not. They're in great shape, but they're not, because they're big frame dudes, but they're not super heavy anymore.
Yeah, a lot of them seem to be
It's all about
running
athleticism now.
A lot of them seem to be running more into that 6'5", 6'6", 260, 270.
Yeah,
It's more of a mobility position. It's almost like they're a tight end.
Yeah,
they're like a defensive tight end type thing.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And like
and that's
about
really
moves.
a lot of it's to keep them their speed, because you put that weight on, you lose some speed.
Yeah, the only defensive players that tend to be really heavy if they do the nose tackle,
Yeah.
and they do a 3-4, and they want a big nose tackle,
Yep.
and they'll get a big
And actually, that's Wolf was more of the. He wasn't very quick, but he was kind of in between. He was more like the old school defensive end, but he's almost like a nose tackle.
Because he used to slide in and play, because like Denver ran like a hybrid.
Yeah,
that's why he went. That's why like when they didn't re-sign him and he went and played that last season, he played it in Baltimore, who runs a similar hybrid style 3-4-4-3.
Yeah, but he was good out there. But the mountain line's huge. Wonder if he's going to put up on. Can you eat mountain lion?
You can eat anything you want.
The thing is, when
I was a tight end in Boy Scouts, all they told me not to tell my parents that. I was a wide receiver. They told me not to say that either.
The general rule of thumbs, and I'm no outdoorsman, but anything that's a predator, the meat's going to be shit because it's loaded with like B12 and there's tons of muscle, and you want things that get ate.
Right.
So in a pinch, you can eat it though.
You can eat anything
except bears. Bears supposedly have an omnivore flesh.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, especially if it's a bear that eats berries, like a black bear. Lots of berries and stuff. It's supposed to be pretty tasty.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to eat something that also eats meat, because it's going to be loaded with muscle and tendon snapping.
Natural casing.
It's not really.
Actually, it's funny.
You can eat anything if you believe.
I knew a guy that used to eat bears. They married one.
Yeah. The bare minimum.
It's not a gay joke. Sorry. It's not a gay joke.
She's just a bear?
No.
Oh.
Bear is a term for a hairy gay guy.
Yeah, it'd be like someone that's pretty tall, pretty huge.
Yep.
But scary.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
They usually have a femboy with them.
Twink.
Little fuck boy they fire into.
Yep.
That's typically the dynamic.
Thanks for sharing, guys.
Yeah.
So glad.
We know all about the gay.
I'm neither.
The gay community.
I didn't know any of this. And,
it's something you need to know to get through life, man.
That's true.
I didn't know all this, and thank you for informing me.
You got to get in where you fit.
We lost some viewers. Yeah.
There's some guy in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you do it because it was yours.
So he's a pretty young guy.
Oh.
I didn't read a lot about it,
No.
but this young dude, he's like 20 at his house, and
So younger than him.
and
Oof.
basically how it was.
So he's the top sicko in recorded history.
He does not look 23.
No.
I would guess he's 18 at the most.
Yeah, he looked a lot younger, but they say he was like I knew it was somewhere around 20, early 20s. But
Their description, they did say the largest they've ever seen. They called it staggering, the amount they had.
Wow. If you get a staggering, you're pretty.
well, these are guys who this is what they do, Because I mean, once they find this on somebody's computer and then they get the warrants and go in, that's.
It's the one investigator said at the time we told you the only one in our country ever.
Yeah.
Yep. And to think all that kid needed to be protected was to be part of the United States government and he would have gotten zero trouble.
Nothing. What happened? They seized 15 electronic devices, not from the house, from him, just his electronic devices. 15
Yeah,
different
that's what
devices.
I couldn't remember. I knew there was a bunch of shit that they found it on, like.
They have enough evidence. They had the 15 things, but also they had enough evidence to charge him with 1,182 additional counts of possession of child pornography. Over almost 1,200 counts. That's insane.
Yeah.
So this guy's
As well as 4 counts of possession of bestiality images.
4 counts?
Just 4 counts of that, though.
Oh, so he only did 4 of those videos.
We're just for shits and giggles, they're gonna throw in like a charge of menacing.
They haven't finished going through all the devices yet.
Oh no,
there could be even more.
Yeah,
We're down to 1.
Yeah, they're not done. Oh, we're done.
He's being held on a $2.4 million bond.
Yeah,
That's insane.
it's a lot.
I just thought that was interesting.
That is definitely a open a portal to hell situation.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
What?
it was definitely it caught my attention, but
It caught other people's attention too.
Does he live in the country illegally? Because that would be Alien versus Predator.
Oh, dude,
Terrible,
yeah.
but funny.
Yeah.
Anything could be funny.
That
Just
dude's,
gotta put your mind to it. Yep.
I just that dude. I don't imagine the cops breaking. They're like, "This is the worst guy we've ever caught by
dude.
far."
And this and he's like fucking.
He looks like he's literally still in high school.
Yeah.
Yep. And he's not.
Well, I mean,
Well, he's a twink.
open the portal of hell
Open it up.
for that guy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What a fucking sick fucking
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, that's the other thing. What happened to him to make him something? I mean, that young, you would think.
Oh, he definitely got molested himself. Typically, that's how the disease spreads.
Well, yeah, they've pretty much I mean, these doctors have pretty much proven that majority of the people who sexually abuse minors were sexually, and a lot of it is at the like whatever age it was that it happened to them. That's usually that's kind of like what their preference.
Yep, that's the cycle.
Ugh.
So, I mean, that's not all of it, but that's there's a good amount of that that the doctors have found. So,
Fucking doctors.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure Ted's the only one left in here.
Yeah,
now.
Ted, you're the only one left. Thanks.
For some reason, people left. I don't get it.
We're sorry. We'll go to something else.
Well, we got something else here.
Yeah, we got we got other stuff.
Yeah. Where was it? I had it here. Super gonorrhea has reached the U.S.
It's reached our viewers too.
No, it's funny because he said herpes earlier. We said we had an STD thing. So there's a new strain of gonorrhea that's finally reached our shores.
And it's super gonorrhea. It has superpowers.
So
Ultra deadly.
Yep. It's there's no cure for it right now. There's no drugs to give for it right now.
I said it earlier.
There is
I'll
a
say
cure.
it
Don't
again.
fuck random people. That's a cure.
Don't fuck the monkeys.
I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. I'm sorry. My bad.
Well, I heard.
I didn't mean.
I was
to do
reading
that.
something from one scientist. He said his plan is to give it to Keith Richards, and that way his body will build up using his natural immunities to everything, and then we'll have a cure for it soon.
Yes.
That's a fact, guys. Keith Richards would cure.
So
super gonorrhea.
they have no cure for this super gonorrhea.
There's no because right now what they give you shots or whatever they give you.
Yeah.
Nothing works on it really right now yet.
A little bit of moxicillin,
Yeah, sure.
penicillin, other cillins.
Yeah.
Well, remember how
Well, gonorrhea is like the drippy dick.
drippy dick.
They
And
used
it
to
burns.
fucking
It burns when you pee as
yeah.
well.
And they used to what they used to do for guys that get it in the army is they'd fucking put your dick up on the table and smack it with a mallet,
What?
and that would push the fucking
Thing out of the tip.
push the shit out of it. Yeah. You're the infection.
I think I would just rather have a shot.
Yeah,
Just
they
give me a
pretty much
shot.
did that to the guys for a reason.
Oh, that was the Tuskegee experiment, right?
No,
Yeah,
they
that's something
they
else.
did that to people. Like they told them, like that was like basically, don't do it again because we're gonna smash your dick again.
And we're not going to give you the shot. We're going to do this. It's
Yeah, and
Stop
they would
fucking
give
whores.
them antibiotics too. But yeah, they Yeah,
I wonder if that's somebody's fetish is to have their dick smashed like
Oh,
that.
I'm sure. I know there's
Hey,
there's dick stomping
there's-
fetishes.
Yeah, there's like chicks.
Yeah,
that
but
fucking,
I mean,
or grind their fucking heel into balls and.
I seen the one where the guy likes to get stepped on their face and
I told like that fucking Dave and Chuck the Freak. I was listening, and this chick called up. She was from here, her and her friend, and this guy used to fucking. She was an escort. She never had sex with this guy in particular, but she said I'd go. This guy would take me on all these fucking to like important shit. Like he was very, very loaded and very in the business world, very, very important. Corporate guy.
of course he was.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, one time, like, he wanted me and my friend to come with him to this on this whole week trip, and he paid for everything and paid them a fuckload of money, and they would fucking basically smoke cigarettes and put them out on his asshole.
Oh yeah, yeah.
just
he did-
the asshole.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, that's what he liked, you know.
That's what he liked.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's
When I heard it, I was just like, what the fuck is your problem,
You're
man?
just putting your cigarettes out on someone's rusty bullet hole. That's fine.
Damn.
I think somebody like that, it's like a childhood thing. He probably had like an abusive mother that smoked.
Yeah.
So he was just, like, okay, now I'm gonna get abused more.
Yeah.
By the two of you,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna just my asshole though.
Yep.
just
That's
Well,
a,
and
that's a
that
drop.
was like that was something that like
Make that a drop. Just my asshole.
that
though.
was something that like one of the guys pointed out. They're like, so why do you think it was just on his asshole? And the girl was like, well, I don't really know. I mean, I never asked him. She's like, but he paid me a lot of fucking money, so we did it.
That's an important thing.
She's like, we would just get high and fucking laugh like while doing it to him. We'd just smoke cigarettes and we thought it was funny.
Yeah, the Western prostitutes definitely have a better deal than the girls that go to the Far East.
Yeah.
Because they get turned into human toilets.
Right.
Yeah.
The sheiks and shit like shit and piss on them. They love to do that.
Yeah.
And I seen this post from this girl on Instagram that she paid all her debts off like liquid and everything, but she said, I don't know if it was worth it because she would. It's the basic stuff. You have sex with a German Shepherd.
Uh-huh.
You have people pee on you.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. You're a human toilet. Western girls are human toilets.
So I call them ashtray.
Ashtray.
That was James Dean's nickname in a gay bar, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's part of the reason he was suicidal. He lived at a time where it wasn't acceptable.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, another guy, Montgomery Clift.
Oh yeah.
He drank himself to death.
Well, he drank himself to death after the accident.
Well, you don't have to be gay to do that.
But I mean, he was already already had drinking problems.
He did.
He had a serious drinking problem, and they said that it was because he was gay.
It was.
Because he was in a movie with John Wayne, and I don't think John Wayne never hired him. Never
Red
cast.
River.
Yeah, he never cast him again.
No.
Because of the rumors.
I think you're a faggot.
Yep.
You ain't welcome here anymore.
He always tried to. He tried. You ever hear the story of him trying to talk Kirk Douglas out of doing Spartacus? He
No.
tried to talk him out of it. He goes, "Why do you want to do that fairy movie? You're acting like a fairy like that." He thought the Spartans were fucking fairies. Like
I've heard. Okay, I didn't know that. That's what that was about.
Yeah, it was because he said it wasn't manly.
You want to be a fairy your whole life?
He's like, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like I love John Wayne, but like really, like the
Behind-
Spartans would have murdered all you fucking cowboys.
yeah, behind the closed doors. Suck my dick, Kirk.
I've been watching a lot of John Wayne movies lately,
I love him.
and then what was I watching? The African one.
Ooh,
Hatari.
Hatari.
And it's like the one lady who's foreign. She was like,
Yes.
They were saying one guy was talking to her. Oh, it was Red Buttons who's in it.
Yeah.
He's talking to her, and she's like, "It's like, does he not like women?" He's like, "Oh, he loves women." But she's like, "Yeah, but us women, we can be difficult." He's like, "Yeah, there's ways getting around it." Basically saying she was saying like the stereotypical stuff that guys used to say about women then. Like they're difficult, and when they're too difficult, you want to deal with them. And she was saying the stuff about her own.
Well, they are difficult.
Yeah, she was basically.
Who the hell doesn't know that?
John Wayne is an American icon.
Well, yeah,
But he was an asshole.
He was definitely an asshole.
He was an asshole.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I love his
him.
movies. I don't care.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Manly.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I was watching another one. It's called The Sons of Katie Elder.
Oh, I love it.
There's one part where was it Katie Elder? Or was it? No, it was El Dorado.
Oh.
And he left the jail and he's walking across the street and you see the way he's walking and he has that little swagger walk, but it's kind of like he's limping, but cool also.
Yeah.
And you watch him walk, and then if you watch Patrick Swayze walking,
Yeah.
and he does the same exact walk a lot of times.
Yeah.
Because John Wayne, that was part of his character. You know, that wasn't
Yeah.
Marion, that was John Wayne. But if you see Patrick Swayze does that little walk too.
Now, was it to emulate
He said
John
because
Wayne, or was it because his fucking leg got shattered?
it was both.
Oh, okay.
But he did it. But he said it was almost like he was trying to do something that was
I'm the great Khan.
do something that was like a tough guy thing, but also it was kind of like he was doing the same thing, playing a character, but he always did the same walk. He just but also because his leg was shattered. Yes,
Right. Yeah, because John Wayne, like that was like something he
He developed.
Yeah, he invented that, like
the
for
walk,
himself.
the talk, all of it.
Yeah.
He invented the entire character.
Yeah.
And so he was that in every movie he was in.
Pretty
And
much.
It got to the point where it was his everyday life too. At first, it was just a character, then it just became him.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like,
Yeah.
And when he became the great Khan, it was John Wayne as Genghis Khan.
Well, that was the movie that killed so many of them because they basically filmed it on top of a nuclear test site.
Yeah, they all got sick.
And they all got sick. Like 200 people worked on that movie, and 94 of them died of some sort of cancer within 20 years,
including John Wayne.
including John Wayne,
Yeah, 63 pounds
Susan
of
Hayward.
or was it 63 pounds of impacted feces or something?
That was the other rumor too. Yeah, I don't know if it was true or not, but that's
Probably
what they
not.
said. I mean, he didn't like anything but meat.
Yeah, but like you got to remember the
Potatoes.
last 3 years he was alive, he was dwindling away from cancer. I don't know that they would have found 63 pounds worth. He dwindled away.
Yeah,
63 pounds of tumors, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what was left in
because he
him.
had already had lung cancer, had a lung removed.
12 years before he died.
Yeah.
Like mid 60s.
Man, that guy was tough.
Yeah. Well, then when he made his last
All right,
movie,
cuz.
All right, I'll see
Take
you,
it
man.
is it because we're talking about John Wayne and you think he's an asshole? Because we can stop,
Yeah.
or you got to work or something.
Yeah,
Anyways.
he's got to do something like work.
When his last movie was The Shootist with Ronnie Howard.
Yeah, great movie, love it.
It was a good movie.
Ron Stoppable.
Yeah, love that movie.
And he was already having trouble breathing. They filmed in Carson City, Nevada, which is higher elevation and everything.
Yeah.
And he could barely breathe.
He lived like a couple years after that.
Oh, he lived till 79, I think. So
it was like 3 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 years after that.
Yeah. But he was a tough guy. He didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, when he did that movie, in the movie, he was an old gunslinger, and like basically it was like the early 1900s now.
Yep.
And
There's
like
cars.
gunslingers were kind of like looked down on. You know, we don't need that kind of people are trying to live civilized lives.
Yeah.
But
The basis for the first Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Basically.
So he's got cancer in the movie.
Yeah, Jimmy
He's
Stewart
dying
diagnosed
from
him.
it. Yeah. Well, he had already had it, but he went to see Jimmy Stewart, an old friend of his who was a doctor. But he was already diagnosed by somebody.
Who confirmed it? Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually told them what it was. The other
Yeah.
guy said he was going to die. They
Yeah.
wouldn't
He goes,
elaborate.
yeah, they say I got a cancer
Yeah.
in me.
Yeah, that
He just
And
gave
he
him a
gave
whole
him-
bottle of laudanum. That was
yeah,
it.
laudanum. Just hands him a bottle of it.
And he's
He
just
goes, "So
sipping out
this-"
the rest
he
of the
goes,
movie.
Will this help? He'll go, well, it'll take the pain away, but eventually it's very addictive. And
But he said
eventually you'll need more and more and more.
well, if you're
of it."
dying, who cares?
Eventually, it won't work anymore. That's
Yeah,
what he said.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
that like I was saying, that was the basis of Red Dead Redemption. The whole
Yep.
series.
Yeah.
It's in the late 1800s. It's when the world was when the West was switching from the Wild West days to modernization.
That's basically, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like these guys are part of an old, and there was like their last hurrah as cowboys
Well, 'cause
to
he's in-
rob and rape and
In that
do
movie,
everything.
he's in Carson City in 1901. And because they've got the rail car going, hey, New Year's diner for lunch. Oh.
Oh, cool, man! Right on.
Nice.
Have fun lunch.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, I think they show it's Carson City, 1901, and he's like riding like a streetcar, you know.
Yeah.
That was like the first streetcars and shit.
Or Brushy Bill Roberts was supposedly Billy the Kid in Young Guns 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, that was the other one because I talked about Chisholm a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Chisholm, John Chisholm.
John Chisholm rides a horse down.
But Billy the Kid and Pat Garrett were in that movie. They're like hard hands. And so basically, the character that Terrence Stamp played in Young Guns was in that too. And he's the guy that hired Billy the Kid. And then Pat Garrett came along, and then Billy had to avenge everything. So basically, it was like Chisholm turned into Young Guns.
Yeah. So I read up different stories or different angles. You know how, like, obviously history is always like try to portray it's the good guys versus the bad guys.
Right.
But as we know, life, everything's a little gray.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's definitely gray was the Battle of OK Corral.
Oh, yeah.
The gunfight at OK Corral.
Yeah.
Basically, the Wyatt Earp and his brother, the Earps, and Doc Holliday just murdered people they didn't like.
Yep.
And they called it was an honorable gunfight. Basically, they didn't like the Cowboys, rival factions. There's
Clantons.
and they just fucking
they
didn't like them, and they went and fucking murdered them.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
It wasn't like, hey, we're honorable, we're going to defend our honor, and we're going to take care of this in an honorable. No, they was like, we don't like them, we're going to blow them the fuck away.
Wyatt Earp was kind of a.
Oh, dude, all of them were.
Yeah.
Like the law, people, what you would consider the law was just a different faction.
Yes.
It's kind of like in Mexico, the federales, and
Right.
they're, yeah, I mean, I guess they try to protect their citizens and do different things, but ultimately, it's a little,
The first police forces in this country, the first police forces were after we abolished slavery down in the South. They were the ones who kept chain gangs and shit like that.
Well, that should have happened.
Yeah, but I mean, they made
we wanted the 4.
Yeah,
and that shit. Yeah.
We jumped to 4.
You start talking about slavery, it's like, here we go.
Yeah, we got everybody back. We got everybody.
Who's there? Is E Cook there?
It's got to be.
All of a sudden, he brought his buddies from
Like,
Stormfront.
I heard something.
They're speaking the truth.
Yeah. This is where we hear the truth, the naked truth.
Yeah.
The what you think of is there's a lot of gray areas throughout history.
Sure.
A lot.
Yeah.
And like Al was describing with the police.
Yeah.
And,
like Columbus coming over here and everybody was, and like the Pilgrims sharing Thanksgiving with fucking Indians. Yeah, no.
And then later, there's the Pilgrims. They were in Columbus. They did dirty, nasty things. But then there's also this romanticization of the natives. No, they were pretty fucking brutal too.
Yeah.
See, we try to make everybody the good guy. Even Abraham Lincoln himself put his people, like 12,000 people, in fucking jail that were against his war campaign.
Yeah, right.
They all were fucking mean.
Yeah.
Everybody's mean.
Yeah, that's like, so it's not, like I said, there's not, so I guess what you got to go through is like, what was your result that you agree with?
Right.
Okay, well then that was, okay, then I guess at the
yeah.
end of the day, the right thing was done.
What it comes down to is like nowadays they want to cancel everybody who did something wrong. Well, you're just canceling everything.
Yeah, nobody's right then.
Yeah, you're just going to cancel everything because there's just way too much.
Yeah, you can't, there's no way possible to not offend somebody with anything you do.
Right.
And that's why, like, I joke around here. I do the whole, like, women thing. And we all know it's satire. We're fucking around.
Yes.
But the reason you have to keep doing that type of humor is so that everybody just loosens up. Just like, dude, nobody is beyond roasting. Nobody's beyond being made fun of. You have to, everybody has to be a little bit fucking, we got to bully people a little bit.
That's why I want my comedians. I
Believe in Buddhism? That's okay.
I like Buddhism.
I don't know anything about it other than I see people climbing Mount Everest and they do a lot of stuff.
I've watched a few different documentaries on it and I've read a little bit about it, but I like it. I like the approach of how people take, everything's living here, and so it should all be treated
fucking hippie.
Yeah, I like it. But That's
joke.
yeah. But anyway, that's why I want my comedians to stay savage. Like
Yeah,
just
they have to.
keep doing keep doing what you're doing. Like I mean, and a lot of them are people. All these people that wanted to shut Chappelle down for him saying what he said.
Yeah,
it ain't working.
Yeah,
now if you go
did not work.
If you go out
Ain't
there,
working.
if you go out there and you do, there's some people that are grandfathered in. He's one of them.
Yeah.
There's certainly.
I mean,
Even Louis C.K. with all that he did, he's still so like talented. He still gets shit, but he's still out there. He's gigging. He's making money.
He took a step back, and he needed to do that, and he took a step back for a little bit, but he's still
He's out there.
You know?
Like, the one joke he told, like I said, this joke offends me, but it's still fucking funny. But it's offensive,
right?
And even me, I was like, oh damn, dude.
Yeah.
It was. He was like, we all know pedophiles are wrong. We know it's a bad thing. And he goes, but for them to do it knowing that they could even be killed in jail, it must feel really good.
Dude, he is like he is so.
It's like that's horribly offensive, but it's a funny.
Yeah, he's something else, man. And I mean, like what he did. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there may have been him kind of making her stay there.
Yeah.
It wasn't just her.
I can riff off that, and everybody tries to present themselves present themselves as this great person. I'm not a great person, but I really mean this. I don't like the contact with a woman unless they're into it too.
Right.
If they know that they're not into it, like, and they're kind of like you're trying to kiss them, and you can just tell that they're like feel obligated or something. Like, just, you got to go home.
Yeah.
Because I want you to want it. And they'll be like, no, I'm okay. No, you're not. You think I'm gross. You have to go. You know, like
exactly.
It's like you were cool with it at the bar. You're not now. You got to go home.
Right.
It's not working for me.
Yeah.
I want this floor wet. Okay.
Yeah. So like if I ever got rich,
not with like blood or anything.
If I ever got rich, I
with
would
their moisture.
I would make them like take me out on like dates all the time. Like they'd have to prove to me that they're into me even before I do anything.
Yeah, you're trying to get on count. Hey, I'm talking to you. Hey.
Yeah. My eyes are here. My eyes are here.
Yeah. They're like looking away and like, no, okay, you're not into it.
Yeah, don't look at my.
It's over. It's over at that point.
Yeah, you get and you're getting into these problems. People need to communicate a little better. Men and women, we both got to do our part.
Oh yeah,
because then you're going to end up with a situation like the Amaranth situation.
Oh God, yeah.
Where she had to put out a poll. She's like, it's like a day with me or PS5, and PS5 won by like 30 points.
It's easily won
because guys are so put off by women and being spoiled and stuff. They're just mad.
Also,
and you look at her and. I guess I get it that the poll was probably just people fucking around, but I think there's a great sentiment of guys that literally would take a PS5 over.
Well, and here's my thinking about it too with her is, yeah, she's hot, she's good looking, she's built well, but she's probably boring as fuck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
in the bedroom, she looks like she would be boring.
Right.
She can't. Well, I think her appeal might. If I were to, and we're gonna let Al go off in a second here.
Yeah,
but I think her appeal. She looks like a living sex doll.
She does.
Like with it, because she's had some work done, obviously.
Yeah.
But she has that super fair look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Absolutely.
And she obviously does like gaming. She's not into gaming as much as you might think. It's more an act, I think.
Well, she's on a gaming platform.
Yeah.
Al loves gaming.
Yeah.
But she looks
Al
like
would
she's
understand why someone would prefer a PS5.
It looks like that's just it's probably just the most vanilla sex. In my mind,
missionary position.
It's just that's it.
Here's my thing.
Here we go.
It's not really about Amaranth. She's a beautiful woman, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. I am not picking a fucking plastic box over the fucking
$500 plastic box
over like the skin and the beauty of a. I'm sorry.
It's only one day though. You get her for one day, or you have a PlayStation 5 for life.
The skin and the smell.
These are fucking. If these people are serious, they have never stuck their dick in a fucking warm pussy, flat out. That's all.
Well, yeah,
they
hate women.
If they did it, if they ever put it inside of a woman, There is no other feeling.
Well, I mean,
I'm
no, look at it this
sorry.
way. You know what a PS5 doesn't do? Doesn't talk back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I posted on
The thing is that I can go buy one of those if I'm given an
No, you
opportunity.
can't. They're impossible to get right now.
if I got an opportunity, no.
Well, my
Listen,
thing,
nerds. Listen, nerds. Most women are fucking pretty cool. They're beautiful. Their skin's soft. They feel good when you're inside of them. And if you treat them right, they will give you the fucking world. If you treat them right.
Most of them cook well. It's just in their genes.
my thing about Amaranth is this whole situation is I'm an Xbox guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's not really that I necessarily would have to fuck her.
That tribal thing again.
But I was like, I already have an Xbox, so I don't need the PlayStation, so I would take the day with Amaranth.
That's
because you didn't say Xbox.
Because like I'm not a gamer,
Yeah.
but I know like enough. It's
got a
from you
Blu-ray
guys.
player in it.
I know enough from you guys to know that fuck the PS5.
Yeah,
It's
I don't want
Xbox
a
where it's
PS5
at.
anyway. So Amaranth,
So
if you're serious about straddling me,
Yeah.
then we can do it. She's single now.
Yeah.
So hey,
Since you put it that way, yeah, it's a good point. Because same thing. I have the Xbox now. I'm not worried about it. I don't play it, but I have it, and I don't want a PS5.
she can be as boring as she fucking wants.
well, I think a lot
I
of
just
people
wanna feel-
don't like her because she's a real bad into like creating controversy
Yeah.
to get money and
What kind
whatever.
of games
Hey,
does she
man.
play?
Here,
I don't think she plays any games ever. It's all
I
like
love that I give her props for suing Instagram though, because Instagram basically can't like shut her down for doing exactly what all these other people were doing on there. She wasn't even showing like some of these women are wearing like see-through shit,
yeah.
and she wasn't even doing that, and she sued him and won, and they had to put her shit back on there and give her like $65,000.
Wow. Well, I hate big tech, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Both Christianity and Buddhism are religious groups.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
true.
cool.
That's true.
I'm neither.
Yeah.
But I
If something helps you get through the day,
yeah.
sure.
I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I literally don't. If it helps you get through the day, I don't care if you watch
Well,
it.
there
If
might
you
be
have,
a
I
couple
mean,
things.
that doesn't hurt anybody else.
Right. There we go.
I don't care if it's watching Amaranth in her tub all day,
Yeah.
which is retarded to me.
It's totally retarded.
But people like it.
Yeah.
And there was this one girl, her name was, I can't remember her name, like it was like I was watching Twitch today. She was laying down on her belly, petting a dog. She had a great body.
Mm-hmm.
Ass was all over the place. She had the not the long socks. I don't know what they're called, but she looked really good.
Knee highs.
Knee highs. And she looked really good, but she was just laying there the whole stream just petting her dog and had 1,700 viewers like talking to her.
What game was she playing?
Man.
Wasn't playing any game
What
at
is
all.
Twitch?
Laying there petting. Amaranth videos herself sleeping sometimes. She's just laying in her bed sleeping. And people, I mean, look, man, I try not to hate women. I try. It's hard. But if you dummies, you simps are ruining it, man. Stop. You gotta. If you admire her for her beauty, that's great. We've always admired women for their beauty.
Yeah.
Helen Mirren, we talked about her.
Yeah.
Admire them. That's fine. But don't pay them to sleep. That's all I'm saying.
That's just ridiculous.
Come on, guys.
Don't be a bitch.
But
Sit here and watch a bunch of fives do a stream like we're doing and pay us.
Here's the thing, though, too. It's like,
What do you want to do?
this is what I get. I give these women props. Like, they're taking charge of their careers by doing this. Like, they don't do anything, and they're getting paid for it, and nobody is controlling it except for them. So
they need to be controlled.
I mean, I think it's hilarious that they're making so much money. And look how long the porn industry, they got paid, but for years they weren't paid fucking shit. And the only ones who really became super successful are the ones who started their own fucking companies. That's the only ones who did anything really worth anything, made any money worth anything.
They're hustling the Sims. It's not their fault that the Sims are simp.
No.
B.O.B.
it's
Break
true.
out the burqa.
I mean, it's like a lot of these comedians that have their own podcasts now.
Yeah.
I love that nobody owns any of their.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, it's technically you could always any of us.
Yeah.
Like we could be like pariahs and everyone hate us. Even like if we got kicked off all this, there's somewhere we could be on just Spreaker.
Yep.
And people could find us and don't like. There's these dudes that like have been kicked off everything because they have extreme views of world. And they go to these places like Odyssey and BitChute. People always find a place,
Right?
And now you have this opportunity for people to like give you money and help you out, and they like what you do.
Yep.
That's business. People like the product. If your product is laying on the floor and people like whatever.
Yeah.
Ultimately, these guys are paying. Hey, man, the market is what it is.
Well, I mean, like I was listening to Rogan. I think it was him and Bill Burr, because it was one of the comedians, but I think it was him and Bill Burr that were talking, and they were talking about somebody else that was they were getting popular with their podcast, and some fucking Hollywood fucker was like, "Yeah, I'll help you do this and this and this. Just sign this." And he's like, and Joe Rogan was saying, Bill Burr. It was Bill Burr, because he was like, I'm telling this kid, I'm like, look, just fucking suffer for a few years. You got something. Just suffer. Don't fuck. This guy's going to take 60 or 70% of your shit. And then on top of it, he's going to sell. He's going to have you fucking selling all these products, and you ain't going to make a fucking dime off of it.
Nope.
And the guy listened to him. He said, and he's like, he's making a living, but it's not, he's staying the course. But that, like Rogan said, he's like, I had tons of these fuckers doing that. He's like, Spotify came to me and said, you own the show. We're going to give you this money. We're going to find all the, whatever products and all this. And that's what they did. They're making a ton of money, but they let him have a show,
Yep.
And I'm like, he's like, we don't have to let these fuckers, and obviously now he's in Austin. He's like, fuck Hollywood. He hates being there. So
yeah. He's got a much better tax rate.
Yeah. And
what he's doing.
Well, he's opening up a fucking badass comedy club there. They're fucking redoing some building and making a big fucking comedy club.
Going to try to make the Comedy Store or whatever.
Yeah, he wants to make some kind of scene, because he said there's a huge obviously we know Austin's got a huge music scene.
Oh yeah,
it's got a huge young. There's a lot of young people there, so it makes sense to bring a comedy club, bring guys in. I mean, fuck, he's got $100 million fucking dollars. So I mean, Christ,
probably like 300.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
but also if a company came through and said we want to pay you for your podcast, we would sell out right away, right?
Yeah, we would, because who knows when we're ever gonna make it.
Yeah.
But.
Right. No, we'll take the money and run.
We will sell and pimp whatever you want.
Yeah, cool. I'm also kind of an egotist, so I just want to be viewed in a great way, as a great person.
Yep.
Because that's what every egotist narcissist wants.
Yeah.
So it's not even about money. It's just about generally, like, you're cool.
Like, if Coca-Cola comes in here and is like, we're going to pay for this podcast, you just sell our stuff. I'll be like,
hey, I can not swear. That's cool.
Wait. Oh.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Well, when,
Brian, how are the kids?
When Segura and his wife first started their podcast, like I think it was a year or two in, fucking McDonald's. They got like this big deal with McDonald's. They gave him like right off the bat like $1 million to fucking decorate the fucking and do and fucking one of the fucking corporate fuckers was listening to their show, and they were doing something. It wasn't even really that bad, but it was kind of filthy, But they like sick shit. Him and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the only two mainstream people I've ever seen. And they don't even know who they really are. They just have found them randomly at different points. They don't even know that's connected. They've played Delray Misfit guys.
Yeah.
Big J, Lenny.
Yeah.
They don't know that they're all part of the same crew, but they played them at different points. So they'll play anything.
Yeah, yeah. Well, fucking some fucking corporate, like fucking he's like VP or something. Like it basically came right in and said, "Oh, we're shutting you down." Fucking they're like, "Fuck you. You ain't shutting us down." They're like, "We want our money back." Yo, we didn't know that you were this kind of company. They're like, dude, you didn't tell us we had to fucking act or do anything a certain way. I don't know though that McDonald's like won that shit. I think they may have sued them because there was nothing in their contract that stated they had to be
no ethics or anything.
No.
Yeah.
So
Segura's wife, I have the hots for that chick.
Yeah.
I like that fucking look.
Do you ever see her
Yeah,
like dressed up all gothy and shit?
Yeah, she used to be goth.
Yeah, but she like dresses up like it sometimes and fucking drives him nuts with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he gets all fucking horny about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she dressed up like a fucking 80s slutty fucking porn star. And like she did some whole character on one of their episodes. And she was talking about it like a couple episodes later. She was like, this motherfucker like fucked me like 4 fucking times that day dressed like that.
Well, that's her fault.
Yeah. She was like, no, she was loving it, but she was like, yeah, fucking.
You should have known the ramifications of that, Christina.
Yeah. She's like, I had no problem with it, but she's like, because he knew that he looked at me as his character. He didn't look at me like his wife, you know? I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
Well, like I said, you don't skull fuck your wife unless they dress like that.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man.
She had it coming.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then he was coming after that.
Yeah, they.
He was talking to one of his buddies and was telling him like, dude, I throw ropes, like serious ropes. He's like, I've always done it. People like they were having this conversation. He goes like, seriously, he goes, dude, like I'm not kidding you, like fucking. And she was like,
oh, he's a rope thrower.
yeah.
So SJ5, our D Live faithful listener, the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, formerly known as British Hong Kong. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Again, we're
Down. You guys know who Julian Sands is, right? The actor.
Yeah.
He's missing.
Yeah.
Dude's been missing for a week.
He's like, he was out hiking or something.
Hiking. I guess he does climbing and shit.
Yeah, him and somebody else are like.
I hope he's not Evan Tannard.
He was going to the San Gabriel Mountains and stuff. So because I guess I just assumed he lived in Britain because he looks like the ultimate British dude that lives in Britain.
Sure.
And no, he lives in California.
The ultimate British dude that lives in Britain.
Yeah, like he's never leaving. You know.
Right.
A bunch of them do live in California, though.
Well, he's one of them.
Yeah.
And they have not found him. They still have not found him as the latest update.
No, they had choppers out because like him and somebody else. It's been like a week.
Yeah, it was last Friday when the last time anybody saw him.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. He did.
He was Warlock. The Warlock movies. Remember?
He was the world. Oh, no, I definitely know who he is.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, when I saw him, I'm like,
I kind of gave you a courtesy, that I know who he is.
When I
but
saw him, I'm like, yeah, because like
I actually do know who he is.
He's
for
in
real.
a Bond movie, right?
He was in a Bond movie. Yes, I don't remember which one.
But I knew like I saw him and I'm like, yeah, I've known him from a few things, but I don't really know what, you know. But yeah,
I remember the Warlock scene where he fucking like shoot some energy at the fucking Puritan guy that's fighting him, and then he's like coughing up.
I think
he's coughing up the.
I feel like he did 2 of them.
Satan juice or whatever.
One of the last sequels, it wasn't him. It was some dude that looked like him, but it was not him. But, yeah, they have not been able to find him.
When you said he looked like a Britishy dude that never left Britain, that's like as soon as, when you said that, I'm like, yeah, that's what he does look like. But apparently,
my dad.
Apparently, no, he looks like he's in California.
Yeah, but yeah, that's they've not found him yet.
That sucks.
He went missing last Friday the 13th.
Oh, see, you don't go out like
Is this some sort of fucking gag for a new movie coming out?
I don't think so. He doesn't. I mean, as far as I can tell, he doesn't have anything new coming out.
No, well, wasn't there just somebody? Didn't I just bring up a story about he was gone like a couple weeks and he was barely living off of. This couple found him. He was down off of this little cliff from where they were getting ready to set up camp, and a plane flew over, and he's going, hey, he's really weak sounding, and they heard him, and they looked down and found him. He'd been gone for like weeks, and he was like basically living out, like drinking just a little bit of water. He got lost out in the fucking
damn son,
out in nature, like out in like Washington or something.
Well,
and they found him, man. That was
apparently
very lucky.
He was reported missing last Friday, but they pinged his cell phone, and he was on the move 2 days after he was reported missing. So last Sunday, his cell phone did show movement.
So,
but no one's seen him.
He left. So when did he start his?
Last Friday.
And so he was just gone.
He was gone, but he kind of didn't really tell anybody. So that's why they reported him missing. And then, but they knew he was an avid climber and hiker and everything, and he loved it there. And
I used to
it's weird.
I used to in the past I would not mock but kind of like
SJ5, thank you. American,
SJ5.
American National Anthem, Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right, man. Cool.
It's us.
You were saying?
In the past, guys that would go on hiking trips, mountaineering trips, canyoneering trips,
Yeah.
like Aaron Ralston would hack his arm off and
Yeah.
stuff. I would kind of like mock them a little bit, but I watched so many climbing documentaries and trekking documentaries that I feel like I'm one of them.
Yeah. In
And
spirit.
I get why they do it. I get it.
You're not physically a mountain climber. You're
No, I'll
spiritually.
never do that. But I kind of understand where they're coming from, man, because like you get out there. It's not about whether you live or die. It's about the getting out there.
Yeah.
It's the getting the fuck away from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you die. But then again, we all do things that kill us.
Sometimes you hack off your own arm.
Yeah, we all do something dangerous every day.
There's
You're on the freeway, are you going 65 like it says? No, you're going 70.
Well,
78,
something
sometimes
to it.
80.
There's definitely something to it because, like, there's like people, like obviously people who like have drug addictions and then give them up, and then they take up like gambling or like having the addictive personality. But they're like people who are like endurance junkies. They cannot get enough of it. They're people.
Well,
they're like there's a whole
the addict community is notorious for being fitness community after like they'll
Yes.
stop.
Yep.
And it's one of the things. It's fitness or religion. There's
Yep.
something that gets you that
they have to
intense that
have,
gives you that
like,
intensity.
yeah, right.
So it could be
To
the
release that
religion.
dopamine, man.
Yeah, or they hike,
Yep.
CrossFit,
Mhm.
bodybuilding.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things they go to.
Well, there's people like these climbers that like scale mountains and climb. There's like they're not even like they've never had drug problems and stuff. They're just once they've done it, they're like addicted to it.
Yeah.
They cannot stop.
Oh yeah. Well,
And it's like wow, and I'm like I just looked at it like well, I mean I get it.
The guy's name escapes me because I can't think of it now, but it was a dude that had problems with drugs and alcohol like his whole life, and then he became like an ultra marathoner and like triathlete. He
Yeah.
did the whole thing.
Yep.
Can't remember the guy's name, but I watched his channel because like just like he had such a bad like meth problem. Even though he had been 5-6 years clean, he still had like the craters in the face.
Mhm.
Their
Yeah.
skin.
Oh, yeah.
He still had a lot of
A lot of that stuff's not going to go away.
Yeah, but he was a really inspirational guy. I can't remember his name. But anyways, like suddenly out of nowhere, he was just dead. And I remember like looking around the internet and seeing different, no one really knew what happened. I don't know if he like just ran too far and overtaxed his body or he relapsed or not. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, who knows? Right?
But it was like, I was always curious, like what happened to this guy? What actually got him? Because you don't know if it's a relapse or because he would do these ultra marathons and high altitude runs and stuff. That stuff itself can overtax the body and kill you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah.
So he may not have relapsed. But that's
honestly,
just
if
that
he-
mentality that of an addict. I think that it can go good or but it can also destroy them. It depends, on what they get into.
Obviously, it could have happened, but like, if he was doing this for, you said he had 5 or 6 years of clean from it, and then he was probably doing this for several years.
He was in shape. He was in
The
great shape.
likelihood of him going back to that, usually, like, if you get that far and you found another addiction, whether it being a healthy addiction or not, it's still an addiction. You become obsessed with something else. Even if they can't do that again, they don't usually fall backward by that time because they've already kind of learned. They find something new to move on to. You know? I knew a guy out in Utah that like he, everything he did after he quit drugs and alcohol, everything he got into was an obsession, and it was the best of it, and constantly doing it.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well, if you like, I've seen this guy named Jordan Peterson. He was an
Yeah.
ex-alcoholic.
yeah.
And he said,
I watched a little bit of
he said if because he was talking about alcohol, he goes, I'm not one of these these ex-drinkers that tell you it was so bad. He goes, so I'll tell you this. If you're going to quit drinking, and I advise it, you got to find something really fucking cool to replace it.
Yeah.
And he goes, and a lot of these guys, like these guys, they come to me, they're like, well, what else are you into? Like, I try to get to, like, what else could I steer them into? You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be in shape? Do you want to be a MMA fighter? A lot of MMA fighters are ex-addicts.
Yeah.
You know, there's different things.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm a ripe candidate for falling off because I don't really have anything that I got myself into, you know? I mean, all I do is I go to work. You know, other than that, I watch cartoons. And I do this on Saturdays.
Yeah.
That Jordan Peterson, I like him.
Yeah, I
like him. I've watched a little bit.
He's got a lot of. Well, the thing is, like you said, like a lot of people that if they've been out, there's a certain period of time, and generally speaking, it doesn't matter if it's drugs, overeating, any of it.
Yeah.
If you make it past 2 years, you're okay.
Usually.
Generally.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about falling off because, see, like what happened to me was, you know, the detoxing in the jail cell. Like, everything changed because of that. Like 42 hours in there coming off of a fucking drunk, a 4-day drunk.
Like a full, bender.
It changed me. I had hallucinations. You guys seen Train Spotting when he's fucking hallucinating? And I fucking hallucinated.
Did you get DTs?
Yeah, I felt they were on the verge because I was yelling out in my sleep. They were on the verge of calling an ambulance and an EMT in there. And then I sat up, and the cop was standing there. He's like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Man, you've been like going." He goes, "We're getting ready to call an ambulance." I'm like, "I'm good, dude. I'm good." But I had like this overwhelming feeling, and then like I was arguing with myself. I'm assuming it was there was somebody maybe in there that I was arguing with in my head, but my desire to end it was there. It had been there for several years to end this misery that was going on. And when I had that moment, that time with myself coming down, I can't explain it. I have no desire to go back to it. I don't crave it. I don't crave partying like a rock star. I don't crave any of it.
It's amazing.
It is. And it doesn't happen very often. And I mean, I've talked to tons of people and I have researched it, and it's something that a very small percentage of people get, and you know, you just count your blessings. But it's still good to find something else that you like to do.
It helps, but I think if you had that kind of extreme experience, but we're talking about how you got to go from one extreme to something extreme to keep. Yeah. But getting locked up, that is an extreme experience. You had to, like, it was like a hard reset.
Yeah.
You got put through like almost a hard reset, and then hey, you know, it was a blessing and a curse, right? You got put in a shitty situation, but it forced you to go through this other side.
Well, and that was the thing too. Like I was still raring to go. So I was in there several hours, and I saw the cop come in putting somebody in the cell. I go, "Hey man, like, what time am I going to be able to like get a phone call and bail and get my bail?" And he goes, "Dude, you can't get bail. You have to go for an arraignment." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because you have multiple offenses. This is felony DUI." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck. For real?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "You ain't getting out till Monday." And I'm like, "Fuck. This is good." Right then, I'm like, I'm like, "Well, what time is it?" And he told me what time it was. I go, "I got like 36 more hours at least."
So do you think if you had had your normal bailout,
I probably would have.
You would have went back to it? You think so?
Probably.
Okay.
I
appreciate your honesty.
If I would have got out of there and it would have been another slap on the fucking wrist, and no fucking tether, none of the shit that I went through. Yeah, fuck yeah. I would have totally went. I mean, I was telling myself, I got to stop this. But until I fucking went to sleep and I came down, because I was still drunk, you know? So, I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, I don't think, no, I don't. If I would have got a slapped on the wrist, if I would have went and paid the lawyer big money and got out of this shit, I don't think I would have went right back to it. That's what I did the last time. When I got busted, when I first came back here, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done with this shit, you know? And I just went through the breakup, and and came back here, and I like, everything was changing on me, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm fucking done with it. That didn't last. They gave me a portable breathalyzer. I was fucking blowing into it. I only had to blow into it once a day. I got to pick the time. I was doing it right after work. I worked during the day. I blew into the fucker in fucking Johnny's parking lot.
The bar.
Before you went to drink.
Yeah.
You're going into the bar.
Because then I knew I had it to where I knew I could drink from 3 o'clock till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And the next day when I blew into that at 2:45 again.
Have 0.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, how bad's that? I didn't even think about that.
Badass.
Shit.
That's a sweet gig.
I did not even think about. I didn't think about it that way at all until after I got sober completely. That was when I started thinking about all this shit, all these different times. I started thinking about like 25 years of my life, going, "Wow, man, I did a lot of shit so that I could keep drinking and partying." And it wasn't really just about the drink; it was about the party.
Yeah.
It was about the fucking
Well,
lifestyle.
And I do remember this because you lived with me. I'll not encourage your behavior as it was then, but you were always around others when you drink.
Yeah.
Like me, like
social.
I know a lot of other people that are addicts, and I could go over there and they're sitting there alone. And they'll be getting fucked up alone.
Yeah. Well,
I never saw you do that.
No, the last couple of years though, that's what it was becoming. Because like when I came home from jail this last time, there were beer cans behind my like hidden, just where I'd stashed them.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was like realizing, like when I first quit, I was having blackouts still, just like when I drank. And the blackouts were whether I had 3 beers or 30 beers.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes I would have 3 beers and go to bed and get up in the morning and go, "Oh my God, how did I get home last night?" Well, I didn't even go anywhere. I stopped at the bar. I had 2 or 3 and then went home.
Your brain chemistry was probably just fried.
Yeah. And I was still having them for a while afterward. And like every once in a while, I still kind of, I'll forget like something that I did the day before.
Well, you are getting older though. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
But it could literally be that.
It could be, but like.
I think you're having internet issues.
Possibly.
That square down there keeps on going from green to red, yellow, and staying.
Red and yellow.
But yeah, like, and there probably is, like, getting older is probably something, but it's when you have a blackout.
We can just keep going because we're recording for the podcast.
Yeah, no, just
when you have a real, like,
probably
drunken blackout, you know the difference between, like, like little memory slips and, like, I mean, obviously, another thing, too, for, like, 10 months before I found out I had cancer, I was bleeding internally. So I was losing iron. I was forgetting shit. And I knew that wasn't from blacking out, and I knew that wasn't from getting old.
Felt something was wrong with your body.
I mean, I'm standing in front of a machine that I have been running for almost 30 years of my fucking life, going, what the fuck's the next thing I got to do?
Yeah, we're definitely having internet issues. I was wondering why, because we'd go from 1 to 0 on the viewers.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like it's affecting YouTube. I just checked it. It seems like it's keeping up. Doesn't look like it's lagging.
I didn't even see this one. Jeremy Renner broke over 30 bones.
It's the rumor.
Let me check this shit up here.
He's also going to be suing the snowplow people.
For leaving it in drive?
Well, because it doesn't have when you take your foot out the pedal, the blade's supposed to stop. And it didn't.
Jeremy won't need to be doing any movies.
Oh, so it was a spinny blade.
A spinny blade, or whatever it was still going. And that was the problem. It didn't have a dead man switch, if you will.
Yeah.
So he's probably going to file a lawsuit. Or it had one. It just didn't work. So whether or not somebody, bypassed that fail-safe or something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, over 30 bones broken, Jeremy Renner.
Roll the bones.
So, but he's back home now. His legs look like shit, but
don't want to see him.
No, I haven't seen him yet. I've seen him wrapped up. They look definitely atrophied, which is crazy because it's only been 3 weeks. But it's the way the body is, man. Wrapped up. They look definitely atrophied.
Whoa.
That was me.
You heard yourself.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's just that square, but it seems like we're keeping up.
Yeah, it's
It says it has like a bunch of KBC.
There's some KBs
and P's
It's
and
kilobytes
T's.
per second.
That's it.
we're live on. Yeah, we're still.
We're killing
All
some
right,
bytes
well.
per second.
I just saw it. It just appeared.
It's definitely giving a warning of some sort, but whatever.
Whatever.
As long as we're up
But-
and going.
Renner's still fucked.
All right.
He'll get better.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing that we got to watch out for is the change. There's some stuff changing locally. Like
Oh yeah.
The 313. They're going to be out of numbers. 313 is iconic in this area. Everybody knows the 313.
It's the very first area code we ever had.
It's the very first area code had.
Yeah.
We had it here at one point.
Yeah.
And then we were 810, and then we were 586.
Well, yeah, 313 was like southeastern Michigan.
Everywhere around here.
Yeah, it was like southeastern
A
Michigan.
lot of people don't believe me when I tell them that. Like, yeah, we used to be 313.
Yeah.
Like, no, you weren't. I'm like, yeah, we were. Anyways,
Well, it was
But
when
they're
they,
running out of numbers.
when they
There's-
went to the actual 7-number system.
Yep.
When you look at old, it's weird looking at old like newspapers
the
and TV
KL5.
guides, and it just says the 7-digit number. No
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
area code at
Well, it
all.
used to be like 2
Klondike
letters.
54312.
Dude, my favorite commercial from the 80s, even though like this number had already changed because they weren't doing letters anymore, but Belvedere Construction.
Yep.
Tyler 87100. We do good work.
That's right.
Dude, that commercial was like 20 fucking years old probably when I watched it in the mid 80s.
They're predicting that by the third quarter of 2025, they will be out of phone numbers for the 313 area code. And they'll be switching everything to 679 or some crap like that.
Yeah, it's 6 yeah, it is. It's 679, but yeah, because there's a whole bunch of people that are like, I ain't giving up the 313. I'm like, no, don't, man.
You don't have to. It's just anybody
Yeah.
new will be
Yeah.
getting that new
Just
one.
so you know, if you think you're going to get a new phone number,
Yeah.
you're not. Well, you are, but you're going to get a 679.
You will not be getting 313.
Right.
I mean, to the point where 313 is so famous and iconic now that there's 313 clothing lines and all kinds of other stuff. It's become it's become a point of pride for people from the city and around the city.
The song by Warren G, Regulators.
Yeah.
Yeah, like since it came out, I've always sang it with the 313 will regulate.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Yep.
It's better that way.
Yeah.
It's better than whatever
theirs
he
is like
says.
it's 213 or something like
Two.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
213 is weak.
Yeah, well, it is because that's the apartment that Jeffrey Dahmer did all his murder in.
The cool thing about 313 is it's the same forward and backwards.
Yes.
Your 213 is
Right.
not.
Right. Well, I always just, I just said, well, Jeffrey Dahmer killed all those gay black dudes in apartment 213.
Yeah, why
so-
you celebrating 213, Warren G?
Although I
Murder.
think that came out before they knew all that
It
stuff,
did.
but
It
not
did.
much before.
But yeah, it's crazy, but that's what happens when you have too many people in one area.
Yeah. Well, it's just, we got to get all our, we got to have all our extra phones, man. I got
Everybody.
phones for my honeys and whole phones for my money.
It just used to be one. You'd have a phone in a household. Now you have, if you still have a landline, everybody in that household also has a cell phone.
Dude,
There's not enough numbers.
Imagine being cool enough to need 2 cell phones. I ran into people like that.
I got 2 cell phones.
You really?
Usually one's a burner, so you can do the deals.
It's not a burner, but I got to, it was actually the reason I did it.
Well, one guy knew that he was a coke dealer.
Yeah.
I don't use the other one, but the reason I don't use it really, but the reason I did it was because there was a better deal for getting the 4 lines, but I have a Pro Max.
Yeah, the big.
So I use that like as my computer.
It's like a tablet, yeah.
Yeah, I use it as like my computer, and it's only $9 a month for that phone.
Nice.
So
bring it over here and I put it on a stand.
Yeah.
Do drops with it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
To integrate with my iMac.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Yeah, that I had a second phone, a second line because it was cheaper, and then that's when I had the Radio Underground phone line.
Right.
That no one ever called, so
Right.
I'll never do that again. But whatever, it was. Yeah, I had a second cell phone that I never used for anything. I knew people that would carry their fucking second phone around with them all the time.
I don't care.
I mean, I would.
And
bring
one of them's
it
a
over
girl.
here
A girl at
sometimes.
work. I'm like, what? I won't say her name. I'm like, what in the hell are you into?
Yeah, right.
She's like, oh, shut up. I'm like, you got 2 numbers. Why?
Are
like-
you dealing drugs? You're dealing
Either
arms.
that-
She's rather buxom, so I'm like, are you in? You know, do you got like a Snapchat or you know what I mean? She's like, shut up. Here it is.
Dude. Yeah. What are you an arms dealer?
Or she's a madam.
Ooh, brothel.
Brothel.
Mm-hmm.
Brothel sprouts.
Yeah, definitely. See how we keep getting the numbers jumping
Yeah,
around?
it's jumping around.
It's
Yeah.
definitely the
Yeah.
the fucking
Well,
Maybe
We
she
check
runs Bev's
software.
brothel. Bev's brothel.
Could be.
Bev. Big Bev.
big bruv.
Big bro.
Yeah, there was a.
It's a brothel.
You guys like Taco Bell, right?
Love it.
I haven't
course.
I haven't had Taco Bell in like 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a record for me.
Yeah, no shit.
But in Colorado, there was a guy who said that he got finally ill from eating the Taco Bell, and that he thought the Taco Bell employees put rat poison in his food. Guess what? They did not.
He's just trying to sue somebody.
Well, he said it was laced with poison. He told them that his burrito was laced with poison, and enough rat poison was found that it would have been very serious to his health. But they could not find any evidence that it came from Taco Bell. So obviously it's his wife. His wife's trying to poison him. That's my
Of course.
guess. But they can. So basically, he just got sick from the Taco Bell. Is what it looks like. But
yeah.
that's why I don't eat Taco Bell. No,
Well,
it's not.
the
Just
thing about
I
if you eat fast food too much,
Yeah.
as I do, you don't realize the damage it's doing to you until you stop and then go back.
That's what happened. That's why the last time I went, we haven't gone back
so,
since.
so you have to stop doing it for about 10 days.
Yeah.
And then maybe one day you have a Big Mac or a Burrito Supreme, and then your fucking kidneys hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, why are my kidneys hurting?
Yep.
That's
exactly what we did. We
Yeah.
didn't have it for a couple weeks, and we went back. Oof.
I literally stopped eating all fast food. The only thing I would eat was a Wendy's salad. That was the Wendy's chicken salads. Those were the only if we did any. But I was cooking. I did it for 2 years. Rachel and I did for 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like, one night I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get some double cheeseburger, McDoubles, and some fucking one of the $1 chicken sandwiches, the McChickens."
Yeah.
And
Phenomenal.
So I got 2 of each, and I devoured them all. And the next day, I couldn't stop thinking about them. It's all I wanted to eat.
Addicted.
I wanted to eat them so bad. Yep. And
I-
so, like, I ate for the next week, I ate them about 6 fucking times.
My doctor, about 15 years ago, he was talking to me about my diet, and he's like, you have really good blood markers, but your weight's a little up, and your diet. What do you eat? And I told him I eat junk food a lot. He's like, well, yeah, a lot of people have trouble kicking it. It's addictive. I go, it's not addictive. He's like, yeah, it is. I got an argument like junk food is not addictive. You fucking weirdo. I'm thinking that like it's not addictive. It's like drugs and everything. And then I've seen this like facts like later people. It is they put things in it to make you crave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And then
You
Al's
think-
describing like a withdrawal here.
You fucking.
I'm telling you,
Dude,
man. Pop.
All right. Initially,
Pop's the worst.
when people started smoking tobacco, they smoked it out of pipes, and they smoked it, or they rolled it in papers, just regular papers. Way back, hundreds of years.
You're talking about
ago.
like Ben Franklin and
Yeah,
shit.
way back,
Like Jamestown and shit.
fucking 1800s.
And tobacco
Now,
money helped fund our
tobacco-
fucking revolution.
Tobacco companies started putting filters on them, started rolling them in packs and stuff. There's like 200 and fucking some odd chemicals
Mm-hmm.
in a fucking cigarette. They're the ones that made them addictive. Tobacco wasn't necessarily an addictive substance.
Because
They really have no proof of tobacco itself originally, without all the shit they put in it, is addictive. Just like, but then you got on the opposite
Well,
side.
all the founding fathers lived to be in the fucking 80s, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's not saying that you wouldn't get something like lung damage or something, but
Yeah,
You know?
I'm sure it shortened something.
Yeah.
I mean, but then on the opposite side too, like that, there's like the anti-smoking campaigns, the Truth that they're big, huge. They say that secondhand smokes killed a whole fuckload of people. Guess what? There's no scientific research that secondhand smoke killed anybody.
No, it doesn't. It's the issue is my thing was this: if secondhand smoke was so deadly, why did I not get addicted?
Yeah,
I've been around it my whole life,
Right.
literally my whole life, and I have no desire to ever smoke. It seemed to me the only things that ever made sense to me was overeating and booze.
Yeah,
it's the only thing I ever liked. I just didn't like anything else.
Yeah,
smoking didn't get me high. Why would I fucking bother it?
Yeah.
There's all kinds of lies though. There's lies all the way around.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Like people that think like weed is 100%. It's harmless.
It's bullshit.
It's
totally
fucking.
addictive.
It's completely addictive.
Totally
It might not. You might not withdraw, and you might not stroke out from stopping use of it like you would if you drank up every day. But if you have to do something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you have to do it, or you don't feel right, and your cells feel weird, you're addicted.
That's the thing with weed is same thing with along the lines of tobacco. Okay. Yeah, weed probably itself was never addictive. People are addicted to, they think they need to be high to do this or whatever. And maybe now there's fucking chemicals put into shit like that they're buying, medical grade stuff. Who knows? But I just knew that like dudes had to smoke weed to function. It wasn't because
on the way to work, at lunch, on the way home.
It was a mental fucking thing. You know?
Well,
because I never had a problem with that. I smoked just as much as these guys. I smoked just as much as all my buddies all the fucking time. I didn't have to do it though. When I was done with it, I was done with it.
Yeah, sometimes people don't like resonate. Like I've been drinking booze every weekend. I mean, I've had times where I didn't do it for months at a time, but every Saturday, pretty much for 20 years, I don't have to drink it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I have no, but it's just something that I do because it brings my brain level down. But other people, if they did that, if they drank they're going to be an addict. It's just going to send them up. But I know there's a danger with it. But my main thing is eating. My denial was like, you're not addicted to junk food. No, I thought that my doctor was a nut telling me that. I'm like, who's addicted to junk food? Nobody. Like, I just need to eat less, and then you try to eat less and you can't. Like, why can't I?
Man, I heard about a guy who was addicted to classical, like buying classical music CDs. Like every time a new classical music piece would come out, he was a doctor, and he would stop what he was doing and leave to go and buy it. And it was his personal peace because his life was all these other stresses around him, being a doctor, running a successful practice, all these other things and traumas that he experienced as a child too. All of this stuff, this was his way to, like, when he did this, that was it. And it's the craziest sounding thing in the world. But until he like sat down and figured out what his problems were, that's what he did all the time. It was crazy. And he spent thousands and thousands of dollars. He was doing it before he made any money, and he would just spend all his money doing it.
The only addiction that I had that I was able to kick was porn. I was able to stop watching porn. I did it.
I believe that's an easy one to do,
I watched porn every single night for years.
Yeah.
Before it was my, I would watch porn, wank, and go to sleep. It helped me sleep too.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it every night, probably for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized it's like, okay, these people that are participating in this are not treated well.
No.
This is not the way to go.
No.
I'm supporting something that's bad. It's not helping me. The only downside to stopping is you're like you get like that predator, not predator, but like that mind when you're around women, like, hey, give me a hug.
Yeah.
I'm not watching porn anymore. I need to release this.
I need some release.
When I was sick, I stopped because like I couldn't. When I was watching, I felt like so bad I couldn't get off.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't. Like I
You were ill.
I couldn't achieve. So like I just stopped for like I don't know, like 5 or 6 months, 7 months, and then when I got out of the hospital, I was within a few weeks, I started having I was having crazy sex dreams pretty much right away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But I started having them, and like I didn't need porn. Like I would wake up from this dream and just boop, knock one right off, fucking 20 seconds. I'm like, holy fuck, this is great. It's like I was 15 again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not as. I mean, at first, I totally abused the fuck out of that because I was just like, fucking, well, I ain't got nothing else to do but sit around here all day. So, and I was sleeping a lot. So every time I'd fucking have a dream, I'm like, oh, yeah, get up. Yep, get up. Yeah.
Yeah, the issue just
But the
don't
porn
start
thing,
smelling girls' hair and stuff.
I think porn can. I think that it's. I mean, it's clearly addictive, but I think that it's something that can probably be easily.
Yeah, you can
I
probably
think
one
you
of the
can use
easier ones to stop.
I think, I mean, some people maybe not, but like, people who have been in relationships, have had sex and have been,
they probably kick it right away. Yeah,
it's probably easier because like, they understand, they know that there's a separation, but there's a lot of young people that are really desensitized and they've never been intimate with anybody. So they don't even know, like, it might be tougher for them. It really might. I don't know.
Yeah, like you're taking where they're one ticket.
Yeah,
out of this place.
Did we talk about like the amount of porn? Well, obviously, there's a lot of porn out there, but like women are like using.
Yeah, we talk about that.
That's what I thought.
It's like 60-40 now.
Yeah,
it used to be like 80-90% men.
Yeah,
now it's 60-40, and that is a massive problem because. If women start thinking that you have to be fucked to a catatonic state by a 9-inch dick, we got a big problem on our hands.
Big problem.
Well, I think because I saw something during the week because we brought it up, and I was looking at something. I can't remember where it was now, and I'm gonna have to find it and send it to you guys. But it was like a British study, I believe, that was saying that like the reason that guys aren't watching it as much is because they just don't give a shit. They're just like they don't care about like they're just finding other things to do. They don't think about reproduction. They're not thinking about any of it, and this is really bad for society.
They're turning into herbivores.
Yeah,
we've talked about the herbivores of Japan.
Yeah.
The herbivores.
Oh
of
yes.
That's happening to the Western guys now.
Yeah.
They've so given up. They just give up.
Yep.
Video games and their guitars and just little hobbies like that have literally replaced sexual desire.
Yeah,
I can believe it because
so that might be what's going on with Amaranth's fans. They might have liked her at one time, but now they're slipping into madness and they're like, you know what? I don't even need you. Yeah, you looked great a few years ago, but I have a new thing.
Yeah,
I'm into games now.
We were talking about this yesterday because in my daughter's health class they're talking about. Well, they're teenagers, so they're talking about teen pregnancy and stuff. And just in our state, Michigan, do you know that teen pregnancy has gone down in the last 25 years by 70%?
Yeah. And it's
nobody fucks.
And I would say,
that's kids.
I would
say
teenagers. I would say that most of that is in the last 10 years. I bet
a lot of it. Yeah,
I bet you majority of that is the last 10 years.
Even teenagers with their hormones going fucking nuts don't care as much about sex.
Nope.
No. I
think they're becoming desensitized before they even get
a little
bit.
Well, I watched this doc. I forgot the name of it, but basically what happens is they watch so much porn that they think they're Genghis Khan because their brain doesn't know that. So you had every type of woman there is on your phone,
right?
So like I've conquered this, I've done this, and
yeah.
And then they're so desensitized where nothing turns them on, and they're just done.
Yeah.
And that may have been what happened to me with the porn why I stopped. I could sit here and tell you it's moral issues and this and that, and that's part of it. But reality is, I think I might have just ruined myself.
Yeah,
I might have ruined myself.
I've met guys that told me that they watched it like it was movies, like sit and watch it all day and not even like.
I don't know.
No, I haven't done that. There was my porn was just like my drinking. It had a specified purpose.
Yep.
and I'm here to do it and get in and out and get on with my life.
There was a guy that I worked with. Craig worked with him too when we were out in Utah, and he was a weirdo, but people that knew him said that he would just sit and, he just had porn on all the time. He would
strange.
Yeah.
Well,
there's supposedly
crack, crack, crack.
Sorry about that, the microphone right by it.
Supposedly he had tried to kidnap some chick at some time too. Yeah, it's crazy, man. That, but I guarantee, a lot of these kids, if they're shut down sexually or whatever, I guarantee that if somebody like Amaranth comes in, fucking pushes them down, fucking starts wanking on their fucking crank,
It's going off.
That fucker's fire hosing, man.
Well, see, the thing is,
they're gonna be like, no thanks.
Yeah.
The thing is, Amaranth, she went in her poster. She was like, how you vote may affect. She put some big cursor to build up you have a chance or something.
Yeah.
That'd be funny though, because she could get away with fucking one of her viewers because she's like, no one's gonna ever believe you anyway.
Dude, yeah.
Whip out that pin dick.
Well, that's kind of that's something that's been going on, I guess. I didn't know about this, but that's something that's been going on in the porn world. Porn stars will these porn, I don't know if they're amateur porn star or whatever, but they'll just go and find a fan and fuck them on video.
Roller Girl's been doing that since the 70s.
Roller Girl was but now other people are doing it.
Well, there's a meme. It was on 4chan, of course, but it was one of these German chicks, and she fucked one of her fans, and she had the total super hypersexual inflated features, the lips and just over the top everything.
Yeah.
But one of her fans was this super 120-pound plain looking dork with glasses, and she had this kid in there. He looked really awkward, oh, this ain't gonna work. And then the meme was that kid's opening move, he fucking yanked her fucking shorts down and started eating her ass. That was his first move. Wow. So when he acted all timid and everything, but when he had the chance,
he took advantage.
He's like a hyena.
First thing he did was fucking tongue punch that fucking thing.
He went right into it.
Dude, he's like, I ain't giving this up. This is what I've been wanting to do.
That's funny.
She fucking he won the contest. She had him in her house, and she let that skinny fuck violate her any way he felt the need.
Damn.
He went for it. He was like a hero.
No,
he was
not just the porn, but actually, I've from Reddit, of course, because most of my stuff comes from Reddit. Even the girls that have OnlyFans accounts are doing that. They're picking a fan and having sex with them.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. Yeah.
Amaranth isn't a porn star. She's not fucking you.
No.
Not on camera.
Not on camera.
No.
She will mess with the fake dildo
But,
dick thing.
I guess kind of we can segue into a couple more of these topics you got here with, talking about desensitizing and stuff, but computers and shit. And I mean, because you got, I didn't know this about the dementia thing.
Oh, that was the last thing I read, because it basically went in order from world news down to health is the least. If you go on Google News, it's they have things listed in order. World, U.S., business, technology.
Yes.
Health, entertainment. Health is the last thing on the list.
Yeah.
It's the least important thing, I guess. Yeah. Entertainment's way more important. Sports are. I care what Kanye West is up to this week.
We've talked about Amaranth for an hour of our show. Yeah. We don't even watch her fucking content.
No.
So entertainment is.
But I thought that was interesting because we've been talking about going on another trip and been looking at stuff just GPS it, but I kind of miss maps and atlases and stuff.
Yeah.
I love maps. I used to love looking at atlases.
I had a road map.
Yeah.
An old school 1993 or maybe 80s map of how to get to places. It was all North America, Canada and everything. But I would go to and I would just sit there for hours. How would I get from here to here? Mm-hmm. How would I get from there to there? I would do that. That was definitely a thing, Brian.
Oh yeah.
And I would do it fucking all day long.
Yeah.
I read them. I loved them. I loved reading.
But they're saying that it's probably not just maps. It's probably anything like that. But that kind of mental stimulation will help later on when dementia's. Obviously, anybody can get dementia.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to help with that later on in life. Just certain things like that where you have to, mental stimulation, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought it was interesting.
it's
I would
just
love
funny
to have
when
just
you-
an atlas of everywhere.
It's funny when you brought it up because it's like talking about GPS and stuff, and I'm like, I was talking with Jay and Christy about GPS. I don't even know how we got on it the other day. It was just a couple days ago, but I was telling them
That's how they track you.
my friend Lindsay used to GPS. Like when I first met her, she would GPS to everything. Like she had to use the GPS every single time she came to my house from her house.
Yeah, 4 miles.
And I'm like, why? You know, she's like, well, that's how I get here, you know? And so, like, I would, like, make fun of her. So she would, like, oh, fine, I won't use it. Just show me how to get to this place. Well, she stopped using it more and more. And she started realize, like, that she does not use it to come to my house at all.
No,
But she used to every fucking time she would turn it on. It was like a habit.
Well, I trained in the new guy in Ohio on driving, and he's been riding with me for quite a while because they haven't got him a truck, so he just rides with me, literally. And
oh yeah, they're supposed to buy him a truck.
Yeah, and finally. This was my finally. It's in our lot, and I'm going to deliver their shit down there Tuesday, and then I'm getting a ride home in a car Tuesday from Ohio. Anyway, I taking him out.
Did they get a brand new one?
Brand new.
And you don't get it? You're the oldest.
No.
You're senior driver. You should get it.
Ohio gets it.
He's a corporate.
It's
It was
their
a
own
corporate
truck.
buyout. We don't we leased when we were the smaller company. Now that we are bought out by a corporation, they like to own.
Yep.
So they paid for it $120,000 outright.
Yep.
So I was taking him, and this happened like literally yesterday. He's like, yeah, I had this GPS take me this other way, because he would sometimes they would let him run a cube truck, and I wouldn't have to go down there, and he would take a little cube truck without me and go to the places. And we were going to one place, and he goes, well, this we're going to take this road here. This is the road that it seemed a little quicker to me. I said, all right, I'm going to take it. I said, I don't want you to tell me. I don't want you to tell me how to, like, because I don't know this area too well, but I don't want you to give me any spoilers. I'm going to get there on my own. He's like, really? So what if we pass it? I go, no, shut up. Like, I want to find it.
Yeah.
And I passed the one where it was like, no, not there. But I said, and I eventually found it without even a map, not even looking it up. Then I went a little past it, and he was getting a little itchy. He said, well, you found it? I said, yeah, you know why I found it? Because I know from years of driving what's north, what's east, and what's west, even though I don't know anything about this fucking town. Mm-hmm. And you've been here, and I haven't.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't know.
I wanted to prove to you that you need to know north, south, east, and west.
Okay, well, you said north, east, and west, so you don't know south, or?
Yeah, I know south. Well, we were heading south the whole ride, pretty much, because the name of the town is south. Way south of where we're going. And I said, you have to fucking learn. Yep. You have to, don't drive with that GPS all the time, because you won't really learn where everything is. And I go, you'll get a cloud cover day where the GPS don't work, and then you're fucked.
Yep.
I didn't even use maps. You know, people, maps are great. I love maps, and I use them on my personal trips, but I would talk to people. I would literally pull into a fucking, I would go to a customer that was like from town to town to town. I'm like, hey, because they always know the next town over. I'm like, hey, do you, like you say you're in Ann Arbor, and Dexter's the next town west. I'm like, do you know this Dexter? So yeah, it's past Arbor. Then you get to Dexter. Hey, do you know where Chelsea is? You get to Chelsea. You're like, where's Adrian? Yep. Then the Adrian people would tell you how to get to Jackson, and you just learn everything.
Yep.
By fucking asking the people, and that way I fucking learned where shit is.
Yeah.
Because if you just use GPS, and I'm guilty of it, I'll use GPS, but I'll forget. I will literally forget the next week. I'll have no idea where the place is because I use GPS. Right. I'll just totally forget.
Yeah, right.
Even now when I use the GPS, if we're going somewhere, obviously not local, but where I don't know where it is, I'm not using the GPS to get there. I'm pulling it up, and I'm reading the directions. Like on Google Maps, it'll say, turn left here, do this. So
that's what I always liked about MapQuest, is because I would just pull it up, look, and go, okay, this is the way I got to go.
Yep.
And then
So I'm basically still doing the old Atlas thing where I'm looking at it and it's telling me the way, but I'm reading it instead of it showing me the way. You know what I mean? So the GPS telling me what every move to make, I'm reading it.
I remember one time I went from Liberty Center, Ohio to Lima, Ohio, which is a back country road the whole time. But it takes you on the car route, not like the truck route. And I'm literally like, it seems like I'm driving on people's private property. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like going through silos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got to change it to truck, not car.
Yeah.
Because you're literally going like places you're not supposed to bring a truck.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, you got to learn where you're going, people.
When
You
I,
gotta learn.
Plus GPS is computer, and it's sentient thinking. It's AI and shit.
You are
Right.
human. You are the
Right.
virus. Says it through your.
Well, when I moved to Utah, like everything's on a grid out there. So
Yep.
like I lived on West 2300 South, and then the crossing street was North 5300 East. So I'm like, dude, it's
Already
really hard to
confused.
figure out everything out here. And I knew everything started at Temple Square.
Okay.
And everything built from there, where they built their first temple in Salt Lake. But I still didn't know. That was the one thing I knew because I read it before I moved out there. My buddy Tony, I was there a few days, and I started working like a few days after I got there. And this dude Tony was like, how's it going getting around? I go, well, I haven't really had to get around much yet, but it's kind of confusing. He goes, so number one, the mountains. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you see the mountains? I'm like, yeah. He goes, that's east. That's all
Simple.
he said. All he said, he goes, that's east. I'm like, oh. He goes, it's the west side of the Rockies. It's east of you. I'm like, no shit. He goes, that's it. I go, so yeah, dude, so that's it. And from there, I was like, if I saw the mountains, I knew I was,
Yeah.
I knew
Like,
where
oh
I
shit, I'm going the wrong way.
Yep.
That's
I can
actually
figure it out.
That's genius.
Yep. And I'm like, dude, thank you. And he goes, yeah. He goes, a lot of these guys will sit here and try to tell you all this shit. And he's like, just remember that. I go, I'll never forget that.
Well, like Macomb County is pretty easy. If you go too far, you're going to hit water.
Yep.
So that's east.
Yeah.
The water's east.
Yeah.
So go.
Oh yeah,
Not towards
and
the water.
I've told people, I'm like, well, you got to go. I'd always tell them you go east, and they're like, oh, well, like I go, well, if you keep going this way, you're gonna hit the water. That's east,
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite two times a truck driver is like, yeah, I'm looking for Gradiat. I'm like, yeah, Gratiot. He goes, that's how you say it, Gratiot? I go, yeah, it's French. He goes, what's it mean? I go, fuck if I know.
No one knows.
And he just laughed. He goes, yeah, I know. I was a kid, though. I just knew where it was. I was like 15. And I go, I don't know what it means. I go, it's French. I just know that. And then he's like, and then the next time a dude pulled up to a shop, the freaking Snapjaws over in Troy.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on DeQuinder. And he pulls up. He's like, dude, do you know where? He's like looking. He goes, do you know where DeQuindre is? And I'm like,
DeQuindre.
I looked at it. I go, oh, that's DeQuinder. And he goes, DeQuinder. That's how you say it? I go, yeah, DeQuinder. And he goes, oh, you know where it is? I go, yeah. He's like, where is it? I go, turn around. And he's like, and I mean, like, I was standing there talking to him, and I'm like, turn around. And he goes, what? I go, it's right there. He goes, this street? I go, yeah. He goes, oh, okay.
Now, my work is technically on a small offshoot road.
Yeah.
Right.
But really our main entrance is on Grossbeck.
Right.
But the small offshoot road,
Yes.
that I won't say,
Right.
is the one that fucks them up.
Yes.
And they'll somehow I don't know how they get a 53-foot fucking semi in there, but they do. And they're like, where do I have to go here after? I go right here, because I'll point at Grossbeck. I go, freeway, 8 Mile. There could be a foreigner.
Yep.
Freeway, 8 Mile.
Yep.
And so they get it like, oh, okay, yeah, like
Yep. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, like,
It's funny
Yeah,
with
yeah.
DeQuinder because Back when you used to have to call and make, you couldn't do everything online. You'd have to call and get scheduled pickups like FedEx and stuff. And the automated line would say, we're picking up at blah, blah, blah. And it didn't know how to say DeQuinder. And I worked on DeQuinder at that point. I do again now. But and it says DeQuindre.
Yeah.
So I've always called it DeQuindre.
Yeah.
Since then.
I
Sounds
used to,
African.
DeQuindre.
For years, I called
Prince
it.
DeQuindre, the Black Panther.
For years, I called it Dequindre.
Yeah, DeQuindre.
That's what he's like, Dequindre? I'm like, yeah.
And that's some weird names. Because like Grossbeck, where the hell do you get Grossbeck out of that?
That's, yeah.
I mean, that's closer than Shaner, which is Shoenner.
Yeah. And
But-
those are like people's names,
I know they are, but it's
right?
it's dumb.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure DeQuinder's a name too, somebody's name too.
I'm sure it is. It's another Frenchie.
Yeah.
Another frog.
What I know we were just we almost just segued into that AI shit.
Yeah,
Chat
well,
box.
because they've been doing these deep fakes with the AI and stuff where like they can take you, whatever you want to do, and you can say whatever you want, but they'll put like Sylvester Stallone's face over yours and it looks like him talking.
Yeah.
Been doing that for a while, but now they're doing like whole artistic things like paintings and like AI shows. Like somebody did a live action AI version of Family Guy.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, they basically
Well, isn't there that comedian that's kind of doing that shit?
No.
It's Kyle
Kinane?
Dunnington or Kyle
Oh, I don't
something.
know.
Dude, I'll look him
But
up.
it's scary because basically, you know how they used to be like back in the day, there'd be movies like conspiracy movies, like they'll show you on camera saying something or doing something that you didn't do, and like, how'd they do that? They use computers to hack it to make it look like you did it. It was like, that couldn't happen. No, that could fucking happen
Yeah.
now.
Well, happen.
Well, the thing is, 4chan.
Yeah.
Love them or hate them, they have some.
Kyle Dunnigan.
They have some great deep fakes of. Pick your favorite. Could be AOC.
Yeah.
Gretchen Whitmer, giving some phenomenal blowjobs.
That's what I mean.
And it's
They can make anybody look like
and
they're
it looks
doing anything.
Great. It looks so realistic, and my ropes are.
The reason that I know about this is because he does a Sylvester Stallone and shit.
It's literally anything. It's super easy to do now. There's apps you can get on your phone that can make you can do your own deep fake type shit for fun.
The tech is so good.
The tech is so good.
Right.
It's beyond good.
It's scary good. And that's how I know for sure the Skynet's about to happen sometime soon.
It's going to happen.
The next decade, Skynet.
Global eugenics dehumanization.
Yep, it's happening.
Guys, what's our website?
Radiounderground.co. Oh, I try. It's about that time of year again when I try to get radiounderground.com. Nope, still can't get it.
Still?
$5,300.
God, no.
Yeah.
We're never going to pay for that.
Never, ever.
It's .co.
.co for life.
Not com.
Unless you want radiosunderground.com.
And guys, we are on all social media, Radio Underground. Sometimes it's _ podcast, but it's us.
You'll find us.
You'll find us, and
Yep.
That's
Shit like that.
That's what he's doing. He does like a Meghan Markle. He does a Sylvester Stallone.
Also, if you have not checked out our TikTok, please, we need to get to 1,000 on our TikTok.
English is available in the UK, Hong Kong, USA. Yeah, we know.
Yes, it is. That's true.
We are well aware, and we thank you,
thank you.
SJ5. Thank you for watching our show.
Mhm.
Yes.
Check us out. TikTok. That's a Chinese Mandarin-ish thing.
Sure.
TikTok, Radio Underground podcast. We are on there.
But all the social medias and the radiounderground.co. Check us out.
All right, guys, and we're going to end the show with Judy Blue Eyes,
Oh.
Sweet Judy Blue Eyes.
as we know. And you guys have a wonderful day.
Rest in peace, David.
Rest in peace to David.
The Cross.
The Cross.
It's getting to the point where I'm no fun anymore. I am sorry. Sometimes it hurts so badly I must cry out loud. I am lonely. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard we've said and done and felt about each other. Oh, babe, have mercy. Don't let the past remind us of what we are not now. I am not dreaming. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard. Tearing yourself away from me now. You are free, and I am crying. This does not mean I don't love you. I do. That's forever. Yes, and for always. I am yours. You are mine. You are what you are. You make it hard. Something inside is telling me that I've got your secret. Are you still listening? Here is the lock, and laughter the key to your heart. And I love you. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. You make it hard, and you make it hard, and you make it hard, and you make it hard. Sunday in the afternoon. What have you got to lose? Tuesday morning. Please be gone, I'm tired of you. What have you got to lose? Can I tell it like it is? Listen to me, baby. It's my heart that's a suffering, it's a die, and that's what I have to do. I've got an answer. I'm going to fly away. What have I got to lose? Will you come see me Thursdays and Saturdays? Hey, hey, hey. What have you got to lose? Chestnut brown canary, ruby-throated sparrow, sing the song, don't be long, thrill me to the marrow. Voices of the angel linger around the moonlight, asking me, said she's so free, How can you catch the sparrow? Lacy lilting lyric, losing love like anything. Change my life, make it right, be my lady.